It is that time of the evening again. My name is Wrassingh. This is Wrestling News, and we're back with another exciting live watch along. And tonight we're watching WWE SmackDown. And just like I said earlier, guys, no matter the show, no matter the brand, every time Wrassingh is on television, every time Wrassingh is on YouTube doing one of these watch alongs, every time Wrassingh is on camera, it is the Wrassingh Show. So welcome to the Wrassingh Show. That's right. Welcome to the Wrassingh Show. Welcome to our live watch along for Friday Night SmackDown. And if you're looking at me right now and you're thinking that, hey, you know what, this background looks great. That's great because that's not a background. That's our penthouse, the blue penthouse for SmackDown. You can look at the roof. You can look at the ceiling. We've got all the wrestling news going on around here. We've got SmackDown here. We're ready for the night, and we're ready, more ready than we ever were, and it's only gonna get better. But tonight, if you're looking at me going, AJ looks happy, he looks happy, he looks excited, and that's I am. I really am happy. I'm really looking forward to this episode of SmackDown, and the reason being is this: Ronda Rousey. That's right, Ronda Rousey is scheduled to be competing in her first ever SmackDown match tonight. It's no joke. She's competing in her first ever SmackDown match. Also, what happens to be her first ever one-on-one match. Usually whenever we see her in the ring, it's usually in a tag team match. The last time we saw her in the ring was a tag team, but her arm tied behind her back. This time, apparently no gimmicks, none of that stuff. Apparently this time it's all about Ronda and about, just one-on-one action against Sonya Deville. So lots of stuff is happening. Sami Zayn is supposed to be defending his Intercontinental Championship too. But before we take a look at all the preview, let's take a look at the comments here first. Jake is here. I acknowledge you, Jake. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We've got Teased here. Good to see you, Teased. Look at that. Melinda is here. Melinda, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Jason, my buddy. Jason, hope you're doing well, brother. Weekend's almost here. That's right, US boy. We've made it to Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. 2 pay-per-views ahead of us. I'm excited. Are you excited? Are you ready? Let me know, because right now we're just a few hours away from our Impact Wrestling Sacrifice Saturday, which takes place tomorrow. And then Sunday, we've got Revolution. Exciting stuff ahead. Weekends ahead. I'm ready. Are you ready? Good to see everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. Renegade says, AJ, you're early. That's my new gimmick. I'm going to be here early. I'm going to be here on time. I'm going to be here every time there's a big breaking news. There's a big watch along. I'm going to be here. And just like I've said, every time there's AJ, there's Wrassingh on your screen. It is the Wrassingh Show. And with that being said, guys, I said that tonight's episode of SmackDown is good. Tonight's episode of SmackDown has me excited. What is the reason? Why am I so hyped for it? We're going to take a look at it right now. I can't wait for the pay-per-views. That's right, Melinda. This time, this weekend, the pay-per-views are not just any pay-per-views. It's not just maybe one pay-per-view this weekend. 2 pay-per-views. 2 days this weekend. That's Saturday and Sunday. We've got 2 pay-per-views. Saturday is Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. And Sunday, we have Revolution. And the match that I'm really looking forward to at Revolution is the Miz versus CM Punk dog collar match. Has to be good. Has to be really good. We saw a little bit of preview for during the Dynamite show this past week, where CM Punk was gushing, he was bleeding, he was helped to the back, and that was just the preview for the match. What happens when they actually get in the match and actually are tied to the dog collar? Anything can happen, and I'm in for it. I'm ready for it. Thank you. And just like I said, we've got our penthouse ready for SmackDown. All blue, everything. This is SmackDown. This is the blue brand, and we're ready for it. Look at that, Jason. Yeah, so kind. Awesome. Romit is here. Oh my favorite guy. Romit, good to see you, brother. He says, we are all here cheering to you, Sing Sab. The great, we don't care about AEW and WWE. You're so nice, Romit. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you. Ronda and WWE today. That's right. And this is one reason why I'm so excited for this show for SmackDown tonight. And that's because of Ronda Rousey. I mean, there is a lot of reason to be excited about this show. And I'm going to be showing you guys the preview for SmackDown because if you aren't already aware, this episode of SmackDown is supposed to be a really good one. Why? Let's find out together. Okay, so first up first, you can see the cover of it. It says Ronda versus Sonya Deville. It's happening tonight. Her first ever apparently one-on-one match. That's gonna be televised, and also her first match on SmackDown, which is big. As far look, the basically the headline, the USP of the night is Ronda competes on SmackDown for the first time against Sonya Deville. So that's the big one. That is the main USP for the night. It's Ronda versus Deville, first ever one-on-one match, and that too on SmackDown. In the wake of Sonya Deville's sneak attack on Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, the baddest woman on the planet will be looking for retribution when she faces her one-on-one. So it's happening tonight. Don't miss out. That's a big one that they're promoting heading into the show. And then we've got an Intercontinental Championship match set as well, where Sami Zayn is set to defend the Intercontinental Championship against Ricochet. Now, I don't know if you say take Ricochet as a threat. I don't. I don't think that Ricochet has been both even close to being a threat or even close to being a champion. So I'm not taking this match very seriously. I think that this match will give us some good spots. It will give us some good athleticism. It'll shed some light on both the champion as well as the challenger, and it will show to us that both of them can actually hang around in the ring and are good in the ring. But this is something that we already know. It's up to the booking because both of them have been booked pretty trashly, and it's good that Sami Zayn is finally champion. But Ricochet and the way he's been booked throughout the years, it doesn't make me feel like he's gonna be a champion anytime soon. So yeah, I'm not very excited about this particular match. And another reason why I'm not very looking forward to is this thing right here. This thing, Johnny Knoxville. That's the reason why I'm not excited. Maybe he'll show up again tonight. We know that he's going to be fighting Sami Zayn at WrestleMania for the IC title, which is just stupid. I'm not with it. I'm all in for celebrities coming in and whatnot, but I don't want celebrities coming in and going after the wrestling titles. I'm not in for it, and yeah, I'm not behind the idea. Then you have Viking Raiders who are looking for. Remember this one? Viking Raiders flew all the way to Saudi Arabia, and poor guys couldn't even wrestle, couldn't even have a match. So they're looking for retribution apparently. And what are they having a match? There you go, championship match. So tag team championship match against the Usos. So Viking Raiders, you have tag team title match against the Usos. Something that they couldn't give it to us in Saudi Arabia, they're going to be giving to us tonight on SmackDown. So just like I said, a lot to look forward to. It's supposed to be a great episode of SmackDown. And as always, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. And I'm excited for it. Can't wait to watch SmackDown with all of you tonight. And Melinda says, I'm hiding in my women cave all weekend. Who doesn't want to hide in their cave all weekend? That's because Saturday, Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. Sunday, you've got Revolution. This is the greatest time to be a wrestling fan. You know that WrestleMania is round the corner and you've got every weekend busy. Every weekend you've got plans. And the plan is to stay home and watch some wrestling. It's great. There we go. There you go. Some love here. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Only Thunder Rosa is the answer for DMD question, which is trending for YouTube. Look, Romit, I know Thunder Rosa is great and she's amazing, but I don't think that she's going to be taking away the championship at Revolution. Let me know if you think otherwise, but I feel like, DMD has held onto the title for way too long for Thunder Rosa to take it. I think it's going to be somebody else. Somebody else, I feel. Hello, Bobby. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Chris is here. Chris, brother, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week. Weekend's almost here. Fashion Smooch. That's right. Sami Zayn is really very good. Very good. Asia, look at the mirror for wrestling. I did. It's great. It's beautiful. And if you guys want to take a look at it together, I'm going to try and pull it up. Let's see. WrestleMania 38. Bureau, WWE. Let's see if we can actually take a look at it right now together. And we're just a few minutes away from SmackDown going live. Until then, we're just, having some fun, talking some wrestling, checking out some good stuff, checking out some murals. So, yeah, we're going to be taking a look at it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, you got it. Wait. Trying to pull it up right here. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the mural. This is the mural that Chris is talking about. It's beautiful in its own right. Look at that. You've got the Brock Lesnar. It says the biggest match of WrestleMania history, apparently. You've got Dana Brooke of all people, all these people here. Legends. You've got Drew McIntyre looking dapper in that white suit. Yeah, greatest WrestleMania match of all time is what's where I have a little problem. I don't think it's the greatest match, but anyways, whatever. You've got some cowboy Texas, cheerleaders. You've got Roman Reigns. It's a sweet mural. It's a good-looking mural, but still, I don't think that this match is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. So that is something that I'm not, really looking forward to. But whatever. It's really cool. It's a cool mural, but I don't agree with the tagline of it being the greatest WrestleMania match of all times. I think it's not. I just don't think it's not. But yeah, I mean, what can we do? Let's see. Sorry, I'm just in a bad weather tonight. My favorite. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah. Prayers. Yeah. Hopefully, the world can get rid of all these terrible diseases one day, and we can have a cure to them. Sorry about that. Stay strong, brother. I like the new graphics. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I'm ready for a good time as SmackDown wants us to be ready. And I'm ready, with our new penthouse for SmackDown, with the new graphics, with everything. Because at the end of the day, we want to make the watch-alongs better. We want to make the content better. And that's the direction we're headed to, Jason. Thank you so much. Look at that. Yeah. India government shut down RT News Network news channel right now. Okay, Russia. Yeah, that's a surprising move from it. But once again, and just like I said earlier, I've said this a number of times before, that we know that there's lots of stuff going on in Russia right now that Russian people have no control over. And whatever is happening as far as the Ukraine is concerned, our thoughts and our prayers is with everybody in Ukraine. But also, let's not direct our hatred towards everybody in Russia or everybody who has a Russian background, because they are not for this war. Most of the people are against this war. So let's not let this war, spark up a new wave of xenophobia or racism against a group of people, because we already have a lot of xenophobia in this world. So let's try to love each other and be more understanding of each other, and hopefully that this war comes to an end very, very soon. Let's hope so. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Jason says, I'm glad that the brand split will end that night. What do you think about the brand split ending? So, Jason, I thought so too. I thought the brand split was coming to an end. They were unifying the titles. That's the direction that they're headed to. I thought so too. But apparently, the brand split is not ending. That's what is being said. What is being said is that both the titles are going to be staying there. Do you remember the time when Becky Lynch won both the titles at WrestleMania 35, and basically the titles never got unified? That is basically how they're looking at this championship match as well. There are going to be two titles. They don't want to unify them because you have both Raw and SmackDown airing on two different brands. So both the brands demand a champion, a unique champion, a champion who would represent their brand. So the networks are not in the favor of unifying the titles, which is why we're just going to have two different titles, guys. Yeah, that's it. Hope you and your friend. That's right. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Here to let everybody know, I had some breaking news. Marina Shafir, wrestler at AEW Dark tapings last night. That's awesome. Marina Shafir, weren't we talking about it, Bobby? Weren't you talking about it? About Marina Shafir, possibly wrestling in Dark and maybe going up to the main roster shows? I'd like to see that happen. And wow, it's great that Marina Shafir is already there, making her dark appearances here and there, and making them very frequently. So I think Dynamite or Rampage is not too far away. And speaking of Dynamite and Rampage, we're gonna be live with our Dynamite and Rampage watch along very very soon. So, and look who's here.
To the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion and the WrestleMania main event tonight.
Look at that.
SmackDown is blessed not only with his presence, but with your opportunity to acknowledge the tribal chief, Ronda.
Look at that. Ronda Rousey's here. Ronda Rousey's here.
I'm going to make my first match on SmackDown one to remember, because Sonya Deville has been abusing her power for far too long. Now I remind
Look at
her
that.
that SmackDown is more than just the name of the show.
And it's funny because I said, "Are you ready for a good night?" One of the older theme songs for SmackDown, and they're playing it in the background. So, are you ready for a good time? Because I am. This match is going to be good. This show is going to be great. I'm ready for a good time. Are you? That's the question in everybody's mind. There you go. Ronda Rousey is here. Viking Raiders is here. Everybody's here. We're ready. Are you ready?
Usos have been playing a little game of hide and seek, but Vikings don't play games, do they, Ivar? No.
It's funny. We have a very solid match tonight. I mean, very solid show. Ronda versus Sonya. You've got two championship matches, the IC championship match between Ricochet and Sami, and you've got the tag team title match between Viking and Usos. That is a very solid SmackDown before... Oh, wow, look at that. It's very solid. It's no less than a pay-per-view. Pretty sweet. Let's see. That's right, Ronda Rousey was here, did a little backstage segment. Everybody's doing a backstage segment tonight. This is a very interesting way to kick off SmackDown. Interesting. I think AEW is building up Marina Shafir on AEW Dark before she challenges Serena Deeb for the TBS Championship. And I've got a question, Bobby. So do you think that if Marina Shafir is brought up to the main roster, and of course, she'll do well, as we can imagine she'll do well, do you think that the ladies such as, Jade Cargill are gonna, get harmed? Maybe their push will come to an end because Jade Cargill, as we know, she's got the looks. She looks like a champion. She's tall and everything, but she's still green in the ring. So, are you afraid that if Marina Shafir goes up to the goes up to the main roster shows, that Jade Cargill and some of the other women out there are gonna get their pushes halted and might not get near the main event scene anymore? Let me know. What do you think? That's right. That's right. They're going for the big one at the very beginning itself. Okay, so Sami Zayn is not going for anything light. He's saying that I am the greatest IC champion in history. And look at that. That is how they kick off SmackDown. Very interesting. Usually they go for the very traditional approach, but tonight they went for a whole different kind of approach. They kicked off the show. They went straight backstage. They did some little segments with every single wrestler who's on a big match tonight. First up, we're starting things off with the IC Championship match because that's the first one of the night. It's going to be Sami Zayn versus Ricochet kicking off SmackDown. I'm excited for this. This should be a good show. Let's go. And Ricky is here. Ricky, good to see you, brother. Happy Friday night. We're here. Weekend's almost here. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're ready for SmackDown. That's right. That's right, Bobby. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, when you've got bigger talents coming in, of course the other talents is going to take some harm, right? So that just goes with the territory, it seems. So look at that. Abaddon. And Sami Zayn is in the ring right now. He's ready for his championship match. He's ready to go. Let's do this. What else do we have here? Let's see. Yeah, this is a problem. This is it. The Johnny Knoxville stuff is what really gets me away, pushes me away from this whole storyline. Look, I'm excited for Sami Zayn versus Ricochet. Don't get me wrong. I know that both Sami Zayn and Ricochet are great competitors, very athletically sound, very good in the ring. They can go, they can really create some magic every time in the ring. What I've really got a problem is with the whole Knoxville jackass stuff. I mean, we don't need this at WrestleMania. And if we need it at WrestleMania, it should never be for the championship. Because, whenever our wrestlers go to their industry, when our wrestlers, for example, Sami Zayn went over to the red carpet, he was kicked out of the red carpet. He was not allowed to hang there. He was kicked out of there. So why, when their people come over to our industry, their people from Hollywood come over to wrestling, they are treated in such a good way. They're not only allowed on WrestleMania, but they're given championship opportunities. That should not be happening. If our people cannot be respected in their industry, theirs should not be in ours. That's what I feel. And with the jackass guy, he's no wrestler. He's no, anything near wrestler. So why is he getting a championship match? I've got a problem with that. A lot of problem with that. Look at that. I'm bad. No problem, Melinda. I hope you're doing well. Tista's here saying, love WWE for the surprises. They know how to entertain their audiences. Isn't that right? Yeah, they know how to get the audiences happy, how to get them popping. They do it very well. They've been doing it well for almost so many decades, right? Great. Look at that. IC Championship match. Referee raises the title up, checks on both the opponents before she goes ahead, rings the bell. And ting ting ting, roll a pin right away. Ricochet for going for. Oh, he was okay. 2.5. Ricochet won for a roll up pin right at the very beginning. It was a 2.5. Ricochet showing his athleticism right at the bat. He's so swift. He's so fast. Sami Zayn cannot even catch him. This is it. This is the Ricochet we all wanted. This is the Ricochet we were thriving, we were thirsty for. We know this Ricochet. Prince Ricochet. It's him. It's him. Let's go. Look at that. Sami Zayn has not been. Oh, big clothesline. Big clothesline. Ricochet went crazy the very beginning. The first thing he did was a roll up pin. It was a very close 2.5. Then he really went out there very fast, very swift. Sami Zayn could not catch the poor guy. And ultimately caught him off guard with a big clothesline, which has definitely slowed down Ricochet. Now Sami Zayn is in control. Even before Ricochet can make it to his feet, Sami Zayn is putting him through a world of pain. Sami Zayn doing what he does best, is juicing all the energy out of Ricochet right now. Ricochet up on his feet again. And, okay, big... Look at that. Ricochet doing what he can do. Backflip using Sami Zayn's own body as support. Look at that. AEW may have had more plans with Brandon Shafir than Abaddon. They need to find something with her. Absolutely. Abaddon in the House of Black just makes total sense, right? Like, why would you not do it? It makes total sense. Do it. Do it already, AEW. Absolutely. Did you see my comment about Cody Rhodes? No, Chris. I don't see it. No, I don't see it. There's no... did not show up, Chris. Try to comment again because I don't see it. No. D-Star says there's more chance of Veer... Oh, dear. Yeah, D-Star is gone. Sorry, D-Star. Ricochet is gone. He cannot do it. He's out of the match. And speaking of the match, we're already in commercial. The first commercial of the night. Already in it. Well, WWE really knows how to get their money rolling, right? They know it. Cool stuff. D-Star says there's more chance of Veer Mahan showing up in Raw this week than Ricochet winning the title. Yeah, and after that spot of the apron, there is zero chance of Ricochet actually winning this match and going home with the championship. But again, is it going to be a clean victory for Sami? Or if yes, is that jackass guy going to show up tonight? Some questions up in the air. I don't care at all about the jackass guy. I don't know about you guys, but I don't care about the jackass guy. Nobody should. No wrestling fan has to care about him. Let's face it. Isn't that right? Yeah, but I am getting some good commercials. I got a Subway commercial. Now I'm getting a Fox News commercial. So there you go. Yep, some stuff from the Ukraine war. It's crazy what's happening there. I can't believe that, we're into over a week of war now. It's still going on. Crazy stuff. That's right. That's right. First commercial of the night already. We're hardly 10 minutes into the show, and we cut to the first commercial. It's a 2 hour ride for SmackDown. Then don't forget, guys, we are doing what we do best. Myself, Wrassing, it's my first night that I'm going to be doing ever since NXT Level Up came into existence, which was like 2 weeks ago. I'm going to be doing a mega watch along with SmackDown, with NXT Level Up, as well as AEW Rampage. So all three at the same time. We're going to be doing them. We're going to be doing them live, watching all shows, comparing them, ranking them with you. And look at that. We're getting a commercial for WWE Madison Square Garden Road to WrestleMania New York City event where Brock Lesnar is going to be facing Roman Reigns for the championship. And I know that a lot of people are looking at this as a oh, look at it. What is it? It's happening tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. That's crazy. Wait a second. It's happening tomorrow, and the tickets are still not sold out. They're doing something wrong, something majorly wrong. If the show is taking place at MSG in New York City and has Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar with the championship on the line, and the tickets still not sold out. You remember when I was back there, in New York City in 2013 to 2017 or so, or I was around for almost a decade or even more, and I used to go to these MSG shows, especially around the time 2013 I started watching wrestling and got into it. I remember that MSG tickets used to sell out like this. I mean, it didn't take them doing a lot of commercials, none of that. The show was there and it used to sell out. And now that they're actually airing commercials for it on TV, shows that they're still far from selling out, which is sad stuff. Chris says no DQ announced that Cody Rhodes and WWE have halted with the talks of a contract. That's right. The contract talks have halted. And again, Chris, this is something that I spoke about last night, right? I said that it just seems like all these dirt sheets. Earlier, the dirt sheets used to be for the fans, for the wrestling universe, giving them all the scoops and stuff. But now it seems like all these dirt sheets are not very fan oriented, but they are very promotion oriented. They'll put out news what deems fit for the promotion, right? I mean, Royal Rumble was right around the corner, Elimination Chamber was right around the corner. All these things were happening. WWE definitely needed more people to tune in, and that's why they started doing all these rumors that Cody Rhodes coming back, and stuff like that. And now that Elimination Chamber is gone, we're full swing ahead into WrestleMania. They know that the fans are going to be tuning in anyways, and now they're saying that, hey, you know what, wait a minute, Cody Rhodes not coming back. So it just seems like all these dirt sheets are posting what the promotions asked them to post. It seems like they've sold out because these news cannot be trusted anymore. It's hard. So be very wary of what you read because right now the dirt sheets are not nearly as reliable as they once were. You know what? People got to be calling me crazy, but I think that Dave Meltzer is one of the most reliable journalists of wrestling out there. Way better than you look at what's his name, the new guy from Fightful. I can't recall his name anymore. But yeah, I feel like these newer guys have kind of ruined the environment. But Dave Meltzer, one of the most prominent and reliable journalists, at least for me out there, he does a good job at reporting, and most of the stories come out to be true. And with the newer guys, they don't say that my story is false. They don't come across as false. They just come across as a change of plans with the newer guys, especially the Fightful guys. So Sean Ross, there we go. Sean Ross just hit my head. So yeah, not a big fan of the newer journalists, but Dave Meltzer, one of the OGs out there, totally, I feel like he's right. So this one right here, it just shows that they try to put out a story, a news story, according to their own convenience. Cody Rhodes, that time, Elimination Chamber was right around the corner. It was convenient for them to say that he's coming back and stuff like that. Now that WrestleMania is here, maybe they want to keep it a surprise, or maybe they don't need it anymore, and now they're saying it's not happening. So, yeah, very fan-oriented have these dirt sheets become, I feel. T says, yes, some matches can cancel for today. That's, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar matches is going to be huge. Absolutely. MSG, it's happening tomorrow. If you're in New York City, make sure to go, because if I was in New York right now, I'd go. So you should too. There you go. No problem. And just like I said, you are watching Wrestling News live watch along for SmackDown. We are in our brand new penthouse all ready for SmackDown. You can look at the roof. You've got wrestling news going on here, SmackDown here. We're ready. And look at Ricochet, by the way, going up to the top turnbuckle. Sami Zayn, oh! He takes it hard. He takes it hard. Ricochet was climbing the top turnbuckle. Sami Zayn pushes his leg away, which makes him fall down and not just fall into the ring, but fall out of the ring. A very hard fall, and he's collapsed to the ringside. Sami Zayn looks happy. He looks very confident as he gets out of the ring. He's smiling. He's smirking. He gets... Oh, come on. I said this before. Jackass guy is here. This is the thing that I was not a very big fan of. Jackass guy Knoxville is here, face to face. I cannot believe it. Wait a second. Did Ricochet win the title? Am I behind you guys today? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. PWI is one of the good sources out there. I agree, Dale. Absolutely. And Ricochet has won the championship. This is great. Ricochet is the champion. This is fantastic. So does that mean that this jackass guy is going to be wrestling Sami not for the championship? If that is the case, I'm all in for it. Yeah, I don't want this guy to be wrestling for the championship. So if it's without the title on the line, I'm excited for it. I'm ready for this match. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Look at that. So Sami Zayn's championship reign did not last too long, as Ricochet is the new champion. Good things come out of this thing. Now it seems like Jackass versus Sami Zayn is not going to be for the title. And it means that Ricochet is a new champion, so he's finally getting that spotlight. It's great. I'm happy. I'm excited. Good stuff is happening right now as we speak. This is great. Yeah, he just won the title. They're pushing Sami versus Knox. Yeah, that's right. They're pushing it, and it's okay. Now they can push all they want because we know that now it's not going to be for the championship. And what could be better news than that, right? This is the greatest news ever. That's right. The new champion. They've kicked out the show on a very high note. They've kicked out the show with some insanity. Ricochet is your new Intercontinental Champion. That's right. Ricochet wins and damn time. There you go. About damn time. That's right. Read the comments. Chris comments about Cody Rhodes. The only Chris comment that I see about Cody Rhodes is this one. I don't see anything else, Chris. Sorry, I can't see it. I'm actually going to pull out another portal so I can see it better, because I don't see it on this here. Let's see.
And fans all over the world really enjoy you being you. Like I'd like to offer you an opportunity to actually wrestle at wrestling.
And of course, we're getting some. We're getting a recap from the Pat McAfee show where Vince McMahon appeared, and I absolutely loved that appearance of Vince. It just seemed very genuine. It seemed very real. It seemed really good. So I was a big fan of that. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. You got me very confused there for a second. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Cody Rhodes. I said it before that. I don't know. I still think he's going to WWE, but only time will tell, I guess. Good way to start SmackDown with a surprise. Usually Sami Zayn would win and go on to face Knoxville at Mania for the championship. Yep. That's right. So that's why I'm happy, D-Star. My only complaint with all of this was the fact that they were not going to have Knoxville, they were not going to have Sami Zayn drop the title to Ricochet and would have him compete against Knoxville for the championship at Mania. Now, the reason why I did not want the championship involved is because when you have a guest star such as Knoxville, who's not a wrestler, he's only there for the sake of publicity. He's only there as a one-off wrestler for WrestleMania. In that case, when you have the championship on the line, it's very apparent it's either going to be a DQ finish or it's going to be a loss for It's very apparent that either it's got to be a DQ finish or it's got to be a loss for Knoxville. Now that the championship is not on the line, the match can go anywhere. It can have Ricochet, Sami Zayn win it. It can have, Knoxville win it. Anybody can win it. It just makes it a lot less predictable. So it's great. The championship shouldn't have been on the line, and it's not going to be on the line now. And Ricochet's champion. It is Ricochet's champion heading to WrestleMania. What could be better than that? It's great. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Look at that. And that's right. Thank you, Chris. Blake Christian a wrestler at AEW Dark tapings yesterday. Wow, Blake Christian? He got to Dark? That's fantastic. That's amazing. What's the way for? I definitely see him going to the WWE moving forward, 100%. Yep. What do you guys think? Do you think Cody Rhodes is gonna go to WWE? Let me know. Effie versus Theory, and this is what I was thinking too. I when people were saying it's gonna be Vince McMahon versus Austin Theory, I thought that it was not gonna happen. I definitely thought that Vince McMahon is not going to happen. Not in a smokes and mirrors match. Not in any kind of match. I wasn't feeling it. And again, no seeds were planted. I don't think any seeds were planted during the Pat McAfee show. All Vince McMahon gave to him was a shot, a spot at WrestleMania for a match. That's what Vince has given to him. So it could be against anybody. It doesn't have to be against Vince McMahon. I think after that interview, it just feels like, they're on the same page. Vince McMahon likes him quite a lot. So I don't think it's going to be Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. But Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee could happen, because what I feel after that interview is that Vince McMahon has a liking for Pat McAfee. He appreciates him, he admires him, he likes him. Now, Austin Theory, who also has been a lapdog for Vince McMahon, is going to be pretty jealous. And this jealousy is going to, lead to an outburst. And we might be seeing a very jealous Austin Theory in a match against Pat McAfee, with Vince McMahon probably as a special guest referee. I could go crazy with my ideas right now, but I feel like that could happen, right? I think that could definitely happen, so we'll have to see. But what do you think? Could we see a Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory match, just True says it right here? Let me know. And True, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. T says, what are the matches canceled today? Is it tomorrow? I don't believe any matches are canceled today. Just tomorrow we're just having a match at MSG. That's it. So there we go. Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon. I don't think, D-Star, I think that's not happening. It doesn't need to happen. Once again, if Vince McMahon really has to step into the ring, it should be against somebody who's a new and upcoming star who would be the future in the WWE one day. Right now, I don't think that Pat McAfee is a full-time performer, and I don't think he deserves or he needs that kind of match against Vince McMahon, because what is he going to do with that kind of match? He's not going to be performing full-time. He's not going to be wrestling full-time, so he definitely doesn't need that spot. I don't think so, but let's see. Let's see what happens. D-Star, do you think, or would you like to see this match happening, though? Let me know. Man, Pat McAfee is great, so lively. That said, his personality, his charisma is what keeps him going, is what makes him the thing, the guy in the WWE. He just stands out from the rest. He's great. And Sami Zayn is hanging on backstage right now. What does he have to say? He's angry. He's very angry. He's not happy. He's going around destroying stuff.
Why are you following me? You like following me with your little cameras when I'm humiliated. Is that it? Is that it? You want to follow me when I'm down?
Okay.
Like Johnny Knoxville? Following me everywhere. Following me on Instagram, stalking me.
Oh dear, he's losing it.
To Dallas,
he's losing it.
I will see you at WrestleMania.
Sami Zayn says, you know what? You're stalking me. You guys are following me around on Instagram or here with your little camera when I'm disappointed, when I'm in my lowest of lows. You guys are stalking me. And you know what? I'm going to see you at WrestleMania. So Knoxville versus Sami Zayn is happening at WrestleMania. And thankfully, whoever came up with this plan, it is not going to be for the championship. This is great. Austin Theory is out here now.
You don't know my name. My name is Austin Theory.
Look at that.
And I come. You guys love me.
Indeed, crazy. Absolutely.
I compete on Monday Night Raw all, and I am the protege of the chairman of the WWE, Mr. McMahon.
That's right. So Austin Theory is here, as I said.
Mr. McMahon, he is here tonight, and wherever Mr. McMahon goes, Austin Theory goes.
Yep, look at that. Austin Theory is basically a lapdog for Vince McMahon right now.
I gotta ask you a question, man. Why was Mr. McMahon on your show?
You see, guys, I called it.
Set you up.
I called it.
Nobody
I said
knows
it.
what that man's thinking.
I said Austin Theory's got to be jealous.
He's always one step ahead.
And that's what's happening.
At least in your case, 4 or 5 steps ahead. But you probably think Mr. McMahon likes you, right?
You see, I called it, guys.
He does
I called it.
everything for a reason.
I called it.
For the WWE.
That's what's happening.
Well, he knows that you're a loudmouth and everybody just wants to hear you.
That's
shut
right,
up.
Jacob. I called it. Didn't I call it? I said it. Austin Theory was going to be jealous of this guy right here, Pat McAfee, after the tremendous show there was. And we're going to see a Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory match. It's happening. Vince McMahon could be the referee as well. Yeah, definitely could be. I think this one, Jacob, is going to be happening at WrestleMania 39 for sure.
Through the wire, like Kanye? Why is this thing talking about?
It seems like it's happening.
Oh, you know, right.
Yeah, I've called it. It's happening right now. You can look at our TV screens. I called it, guys. I called it. Look at that.
I'm your opponent at WrestleMania.
You see? You see? I said it.
And I'm going to beat you to a pulp.
Where is True? True said it too. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. WrestleMania, baby. It's taking place. WrestleMania 38 in Texas. It is Theory versus McAfee. It is happening. It is happening. There we go. No Vince McMahon. It's Theory versus Pat. And Vince could be the referee. I don't care. I think he could be the referee for sure. Yeah, True. There he goes. Very easy. He was lining on the wall, right? Was out there. Pat McAfee, Austin Theory. It is happening. It is happening. That's right. He said it. He ripped the headphones off. This guy, poor guy, took a lot of selfies. It's happening. And you know, it's interesting because tonight SmackDown is actually doing some magic. They already decided 2 matches for WrestleMania. You know, within the first hour of the show, we already know that Sami Zayn in Knoxville is happening at Mania, and it's not going to be for the championship. We know that Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee is happening at Mania. We know that Ricochet is going to Mania with the championship. Beautiful stuff. This is happening. Yeah, I called it. True called it. Great stuff. Great stuff. Good. The show is great. The show is great. Yep. Very charismatic indeed, Nicholas. But tonight, if you look at Pat McAfee, he looks angry. He looks disappointed. He looks hurt. Look at him. Yeah.
Who is that, first of all? Okay, little boy toy, thirst trap, Vince McMahon protege, smack me in the face. You're a horrible human being. Vince McMahon told me that. You knew that was going to happen? Now I'm embarrassed in Miami in front of Jimmy. Well, Jimmy Butler just went to the bathroom. Now I got all of Miami who had no idea who that guy is. Walk out here and smack me in the face. This is your fault, Cole. Not my fault, Pat. I knew nothing about it.
And Pat is losing it. He's angry. He says, you know what? This guy came out here in front of Miami. He embarrassed me. He did all of this. You did nothing about it, Michael Cole. You're a horrible human being. And he's losing it. We've never seen Pat McAfee and Michael Cole actually argue like that we're seeing tonight. Wow, interesting. This is interesting. Theory it is. That's right, Theory. It is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Too Sweet Pistol Pete is here. Good to see you, brother. How are you doing? I hope Uso loses a title. Yeah, you know what? We already had one championship match, but we have one more. That's going to be the Viking Raiders versus the Usos. It's going to be interesting, and I'm all in for it. I'm looking forward to it. Who? Oh, Sasha Banks. I'm like, who is that? Sasha Banks is coming out to the ring, accompanying Naomi as she comes out to the ring for her match. Cool. Now, True says he's going to ROH. I don't know. True is getting his predictions right. And that could happen too, definitely. There you go. I'm loving this. Reading today, it looks like Stone Cold might not be wrestling at WrestleMania, and Thunder Rosa was just injured. If Thunder Rosa was injured, that's horrible, Dale. That's horrible. I wonder if she'll be able to compete this Sunday. But Stone Cold not wrestling at WrestleMania is not a shocker to me. I didn't see it coming, and it's not happening apparently. So yeah, not totally surprised about it. I heard the talks with Cody and WWE broke down. Rumor anyway. Yeah, and just like True said here, he's going to ROH, and that would make sense, right? That would make sense. I guess it would make sense. Yeah, and you know what? It seems like the talks between ROH and Cody and Tony Khan, basically he had a done deal about 28 or a month ago, right? So isn't that like around the same time when Cody Rhodes also left, like within the same time, the same period? So it could be a setup for ROH and Cody Rhodes too. It could be happening. True, you have a very valid point there. Very valid point. Maybe Cody Rhodes will go to NWA. Yeah, I mean, if he goes to ROH, NWA also has its door open to other performers out there, other promotions out there. So it could be a cross promotion could happen. I don't see Cody Rhodes being a full time NWA guy though. Here and there appearances here and there are okay, but not like a full time. I don't see it happening. Jacob says, I am more of an ECW fan. Well, if you are, Jacob, you should definitely check out GCW. I know the name's so close, it's almost cringy, but GCW is a great promotion. Yeah, I think they've got what you'd like to see in your wrestling. So check out GCW. I think you'll appreciate it. I don't like the current IC champion. Corny as hell. Couldn't shine the shoes of past champions. Yeah, and good for you now. You've got Ricochet. Do you like Ricochet, or was this comment about Ricochet? Because Ricochet, I know he's a great guy. He's got some person. Okay, fine. I'm gonna take 2 steps back. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of personality. His current character in the WWE doesn't have a lot of personality, but he's good in the ring. He can fly. He can go around. He can be the next Rey Mysterio. Apparently, he can really be good, right? We saw it. Sami Zayn couldn't even touch him. He was so swift today with his offenses, with his defensive. Ricochet stands out, and if they invest into him properly, have proper vignettes, the merchandise, the lights, the entrances, the whole reign, they make it memorable with their creative genius, then this reign could really be good. It could be big for the Intercontinental Championship and big for Ricochet's career. So let's see. I have some breaking news, says Bobby. He says that Keith Lee versus JD Drake tonight on Rampage. That's cool. Okay, ready for it. We're going to be watching it tonight. We're going to be rating the show tonight as always. And let's see. Yeah, just like I said, I'm thinking WrestleMania 39 is when it's going to be happening. I think so. Natalia Markova versus Mae Valentine at NWA. Look at that. Natalia Markova, again, so just like I said, I have some touch with her. Been in touch with her before. She's a good person, good human being. Now that she's rising up the ranks, it's great to see what she's doing now. Great, fantastic. There you go. True called it right there. What else do we have here? Sarah Logan should be up against Deonna Purrazzo this Saturday. Sarah Logan, yes, Bobby, we spent the whole day yesterday talking about it, the whole night, basically, that Sarah Logan should be fighting Deonna Purrazzo. I agree. Should happen. Let's see. Anybody else thinks this match is going to happen or should happen? Let us know, because Bobby and I are definitely on the same page. We want Sarah Logan, former WWE star Sarah Logan, to be fighting Deonna Purrazzo tomorrow for her championship and accepting her champ challenge. That's right, this WrestleMania. This is Mania season. That's right, this is Mania season. I'm so hyped going into Revolutions as Demon Joker. Demon Joker, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And I'm so hyped because tonight's SmackDown is A+. It's so good. We already had a pretty decent match. We've already had 2 matches scheduled for WrestleMania, and we're only an hour into the show. This is basically the first hour itself. And we've got some very good matches still to come. We've got Usos versus Viking Raiders for the Tag Team Championship, which, by the way, is the second championship match of the night. We've got Ronda Rousey in her first ever one-on-one match, especially first ever match on SmackDown. This match is going to be taking place against Sonya Deville and Authority Figure. So you've got a lot of good matches coming up. If you haven't tuned in already, tune into SmackDown because you wouldn't want to miss out on what's going on. It's pretty damn sweet. Pretty damn sweet. That's right. Moxley says, Chris, Moxley has 2 matches in one day on March 31st, one against AJ Gray for GCW title and one against Oni Lorcan. That's crazy. And you know, this is the kind of stuff that only Moxley can pull off, 2 matches one day. And both the competitors, by the way, Oni Lorcan, he's a very new animal who just newly got free from his leash and the shackles, so he's ready to go. He's red hot. I know that every time he's gonna be in the ring, he's gonna bring his A game in there. So I think both the matches are gonna be very memorable. I'm looking forward to them and to talking about them and watching those matches with you. Should be great. And Demon Joker says, I could see a tag team for WrestleMania. Pat McAfee and Cody Rhodes. This makes a lot of sense, actually. I know nobody spoke about this earlier. Nobody brought this up, but Demon Joker actually, he proposes a very solid matchup, a very good idea that we could actually see Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes versus Vince McMahon and Austin Theory. That's a match that I could get behind. I think that's a match that a lot of people could get behind. That's a very good match itself, Demon. Kudos to you for coming up with that. That's pretty sweet. True says, I think they should have come up with something better for both Naomi and Sasha than the tag team titles, unless they're, yeah, true. You know what? Those tag team titles mean nothing at all. They mean nothing at all, and it's sad to see what's happening. It's sad. I mean, I can't even recall who's the champion. Carmella is the champion, right? They're doing a horrible job with it. They're not treating it with the utmost respect. Look at Carmella just taking, time to get down, put on that mask. If you're really that concerned about your face, you shouldn't be wrestling at all. First things first. And they're not adding any prestige at all to the championship or their reign. Both of them just come off as very, very annoying. I don't know if that's the plan, but they come off as annoying and they really make the championship look even more repulsive. I can't get behind the idea of the championship, especially when a team like this is holding the title. I cannot. Carmella and Zelina, unfortunately, they're not doing it for me, and they're definitely not adding any prestige to the championship. I don't think so. Thank you so much for the love. True says, Ricochet showed a lot more personality in the Indies and Lucha Underground. WWE has kind of neutered him. Trying to think here. Ricochet showed, I agree. He was the king. He was the prince in the Indies. And of course, Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground, by the way, is such a different animal, true. If you have not checked out my interview with this guy, PJ Black, what a fantastic guy, by the way. If you haven't checked out that interview, I'd recommend you to do it because he really goes in. Yeah, he talks about Lucha Underground, why he calls it the best time of his career, wrestling for Lucha Underground, why he had a lot of fun with it and all that good stuff. So if you want to find out about Lucha Underground and how, the environment stuff, the locker room and everything used to be like, check out that interview with PJ Black. You really get some insight into it. Pretty cool. I was surprised when I heard about, how business went down in Lucha Underground. It's pretty damn cool. And I agree, Ricochet was great before the WWE. In the WWE, he slowed down for sure. Natalya, by the way, looking from the backstage and looking on at in the ring. But yeah, Lucha Underground and Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet was great before the WWE. In the WWE, his character came to a halt. No personality, just going out there, putting on a circus, putting on a performance, and that's about it. There was no depth to his character. But now that he's champion, I hope they invest more time into him, give him more TV time, make some more time for his character development, introduce him well to the fans. And, oh, look at that, by the way. Happy Carbon. Happy Carbon, of all people, is here.
WrestleMania Saturday. That makes me so happy. After that match at WrestleMania, I'm still going to have nothing in that loss column. Just like Madcap's got nothing in his hand.
Look at that.
Yeah. Check it out. Drew McIntyre is one hell of a competitor. Look at what I've done at WrestleMania.
So,
in my debut, I won the Andre the Giant.
Can I say that this SmackDown is shaping up WrestleMania?
Hall of Famer.
Not only do we know that Knoxville and Sami Zayn is set, not only do we know that Ricochet is going to Mania, but we also now know that Happy Corbin and the gang is going to be on the night one of WrestleMania.
Career, and I'm going to stay on that. So Drew McIntyre is in a retirement home telling stories about sea monsters. Give us an impression of old man McIntyre.
Oh, okay. The older day, I thought I saw dead.
Oh, Madcap Moss, by the way, that's a very good impression of Drew McIntyre. Look at that. And now we know, guys, Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre is going to take place on night one of WrestleMania 38. It is official. It's official. Night one of WrestleMania 38, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. This episode of SmackDown is shaping up everything. This episode of SmackDown, I don't know who's directed it, but it's on point. It's beautiful. It looks very real. We're looking at the backstage area. You know, we're looking at Drew McIntyre making his entrance while Happy Corbin and the gang play poker or whatever they're playing backstage and we're watching TV. It just feels very real. And I'm loving this. This is a great show. I don't know who's directed this show, but this is a great show. Fantastic. Rock versus Roman would be huge. Absolutely. And that's what I've been saying for the longest time to anybody who would listen. I said, I want Roman Reigns to retain and retain and retain since he's already been champion for so long. I want him to be champion all the way till Hollywood. Until the time WWE goes to WrestleMania 2039 in Hollywood. Next year in Los Angeles, Hollywood. I want Roman Reigns to keep on, holding that championship, not drop it even once, stay champion until then, the longest reigning champion in recent history, and then go on to face The Rock. Can you imagine a red-hot Roman Reigns who's totally undefeated and a very red-hot Rock who's got his Hollywood fans, his Hollywood family, his Californian fans behind him? I mean, Hollywood is his home territory. Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. A match at WrestleMania for the championship would be incredibly huge. Would be huge. Huge actually would be an understatement. It would be explosive. It will be an amazing match and I'm all in for it. Look at that. Some VAR stuff going on right now for Toyota Thunder. They're doing some commercials here. Yeah, Nick Khan just knows how to get the commercials in anyhow. Look at that. Mia Yim is in New York for wrestling main event. Wow, that's awesome. Dale is here when we need him and he gets us all the right info. Dale, you're awesome, brother. Thank you so much. AJ, you should interview Sarah Logan one day. I would hope so. Absolutely, Bobby. That would be one of my goals to interview her for sure. Do you see Baylor and Priest rematch at WrestleMania? Interesting. They have very little time until WrestleMania to really get us invested into these mid-card championship matches. We now know that Ricochet is champion, but who's going to be the challenger? We know what's the deal with the U.S. Championship. We also have a new U.S. champion now. So as of right now, I think the story between Finn Balor and Priest is far from over. So I think we could be getting a rematch at WrestleMania. Of course, the Demon Balor also has to come out. So definitely I think Priest versus Balor at WrestleMania 38 with the Demon is very, very likely for the championship. But when it comes to Ricochet, who is he going to be fighting for the championship? And again, let's also not forget that we're getting a lot of one-on-one matches at WrestleMania this year. I mean, you look at what we already saw. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. You look at Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, you look at all these matches we're getting, they're booking them out there, and all of them just turn out to be very one-on-one match kinds, right? So you don't want to throw in a lot of one-on-one matches either. So we'll see how that goes, but so far, I do think that Priest and Baylor at WrestleMania would make sense, but we'll have to see what happens with Ricochet. Let me know if you have anything in mind for Ricochet at WrestleMania now that he's Intercontinental Champion. Let me know. Carmella and Zelina are a joke. LOL. Sorry, got to say it as it is. D-Star, you don't have to apologize, my brother, because it's true. Carmella, especially with that hideous face mask, joke, and they're really making the tag team championships look as a big joke, which is really very unfortunate. And you know what, guys, I must say that this whole thing with the face protection and stuff, right? I understand it's wrestling and you got to do these storylines once in a while, but I feel like the only one person who's ever pulled off this whole thing, this whole mask stuff and face protection stuff perfectly has been Cody Rhodes. Do you remember the dashing Cody Rhodes? He used to come out, he used to look into the mirror, he used to go, crazy with his hair, look at himself, make sure he was looking dapper and all that. And then he got very insecure and he was hiding his face and he was coming with the hood on and, all that stuff. He was shying away from the camera. That was the Cody Rhodes. And that's how you pull off such a gimmick, right? I mean, when you're trying to protect yourself, you're not very confident, you want to save your face, that's how you do it. And Cody Rhodes really pulled off that mask off like nobody else. Sheamus tried to come out with the mask for a long time. We're watching it with Carmella right now with that hideous mask. Nobody has been able to do it as good as Cody Rhodes was. Cody Rhodes did magic with that mask. He made that mask look good. So yeah, I really have a lot of respect for Cody Rhodes and how he pulled off with that hideous mask just so perfectly and beautifully. Big up to Cody Rhodes. I'll check out the interview. True, you're awesome. Thank you. Hey, AJ, have you seen the new game called Wrestling Code? A lot of the big names on the roster. It is called the Wrestling Code. That's right. The Wrestling Code is a game that I'm very, very excited about. As Chris says it here, it's a game that has been in the works for almost 2 to 3 years now. And they've slowly been signing a lot of people, that are in the independent scene. And it's very interesting because the independent wrestlers usually don't get so much love and recognition as they are now, and especially with a game like this. I mean, they've signed digital contracts over the pandemic. These companies, these developers, which is, by the way, Virtual Basement is the company behind this game, they sent out digital contracts to these wrestlers and they signed them and they put it on their social media. This was when the pandemic was its very height. We were all at home and stuff like that. That's when the buzz for this game came about. Now we actually have seen some in-game stuff as well, some very early, work of the game so far, and it looks very good, very promising. They're from what I've heard, is they're actually scanning the wrestlers too, so that's pretty cool for an independent game like that. This is not going to be a WWE or AEW or a major wrestling promotion game. It's going to be an independent game with all these independent stars in there. You talk about JTG, talk about Shad Gaspar, you talk about all these wrestlers who are not actually signed to any contract. They're all going to be in the game, and that's your reason to actually go ahead and get the game. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope that this game outsmarts and outperforms both WWE and AEW games because, and it gives us what we want. That's all I would say. Hope so. Let's see how the game turns out to be. But still, there's quite a bit of time left before the game actually comes out. And Jinder Mahal comes out to the ring right now. And I know that Jinder Mahal, and to his credit, he's definitely brought some awareness to the whole Indian culture and the turban and whatnot. But as a man who wears the turban with a lot of pride, right, I am not a fan of Jinder Mahal and how he portrays the turban, because he comes out to the ring wearing the turban, he gets to the ring, he takes off the turban. Now, when you have the turban on, you never take it off. You never take it off in public. So for him to do that, I don't think that's a very good look. But that just kind of gives people the impression that it's okay to take off the turban, which it's not. So, as a person who belongs to this culture, this background, that Jinder Mahal tries to portray with this gimmick, I'm not a fan of how he does that. I just wanted to put it out there for you guys. Demon Joker says, NWA had one match that was going to happen at the Crockett Cup between the Fixter and the OG Key. Okay, look at that. You know what? The Crockett Cup has me so excited, and one of the biggest reasons why I'm so excited, of course, Nia Aldis is there, but the one reason I'm very excited about this match is JTG and, of course, Fandango teaming up. Very excited about this one. And the match is underway. Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal.
McIntyre, great throw by Drew McIntyre.
Jinder McIntyre is just toying him around. He's manhandling Jinder Mahal. Look at that, the neck breaker right there. McIntyre is doing great. And he's sizing up his opponent right now. Shanky tried to get involved. McIntyre takes care of Shanky as well. Now Jinder Mahal is going for his finisher, tries to lock him in, and no, Drew McIntyre is having none of it. He overpowers Jinder Mahal, headbutt to Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal now down. Drew McIntyre is in control. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. And pinfall. That was a very quick match. You know, a very decent match, I would say. But again, it just shows McIntyre's fall from grace. He was a good champion, a decent champion, but how quickly did he fall from that main event spot? And now he's wrestling his former 3MB mate Jinder Mahal, and he's fighting Happy Corbin at WrestleMania. This is the fall from grace for Drew McIntyre. Like it or not, it is indeed the fall from grace. And True says SmackDown has been better tonight, and Roman did. That's right. You know, I'd imagine that Roman Reigns' back must be hurting after carrying SmackDown for all this time. But tonight he didn't have to open the show. They just do it well. And SmackDown has been on fire. Even though it's a blue brand and it cannot be on fire typically. But it's been on fire tonight. Absolutely.
We're having fun at your expense.
Yes, I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight over it. No, I don't give a damn what Madcap and Corbin think. Nobody does. They have absolutely zero respect.
And last year, as we were heading into WrestleMania 37, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Drew McIntyre and asking him a few questions about his match against Bobby Lashley. And I asked him, hey, you know what? What do you think about opening the show? What do you think about wrestling him and stuff like that? And Drew McIntyre, with his answers, got into a bit of a trouble. Even Fox News covered the interview, and he had to get on Raw the following Monday and cut a promo to open the show to cover up his answer that he gave to me because the interview was covered so extensively by all the major platforms out there. Now, I hope that I get to interview Drew McIntyre once again as we're heading into WrestleMania 38. And if I do, one of the questions that I'm going to ask him is, again, the fall from grace. Do you think that this is a fall from grace for you, from going from being a world champion and fighting against world champions to now fighting Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss? Definitely got to be asking him that. And if you guys have any questions for any WWE superstar or Impact star, let me know, and I will be asking those questions to those people when I get in touch with them. I tweeted yesterday on Twitter that I want to see good stuff, Bobby. Let them know what you want, and you might actually get it, for sure. Yeah, put it out to the universe, and you might actually get it, right? Love it. Love the positivity there. Ricochet should put the IC Championship on the line in a ladder. Oh my gosh, Demon Joker. You know what? That is beautiful, and that's the kind of match I'd like to see. I personally am a big fan of ladder matches at WrestleMania. And the reason is because WrestleMania, the arenas are so huge, right? The ladder, when a wrestler climbs up the ladder and they pan out and, you know, you see the whole arena, it just seems like the audience is endless, right? They just go up. The fans just go all the way up. The arena is endless. There's thousands and thousands of people watching on as these guys climb the ladder. It just is humongous. It looks humongous. It looks great. You know, the whole look is just fantastic. And I really used to be a big fan of the Money in the Bank matches at WrestleMania. Now that's not a thing. But hopefully we can get a ladder match with the championship, IC Championship on the line in a ladder match, because that would be just genius, man. That would be amazing. And Ricochet and the kind of stuff that he can pull off, it would be incredible. So I'd like to see a ladder match for the IC Championship at WrestleMania for sure. Are we going to get it, though? That is a question that I cannot answer. But I hope we get it. I hope we get it. Will be amazing. AJ, which indie wrestlers do you want to see at NWA Empower Part 2 this year? That's a good question. Now, which wrestler would I like to see? There are quite a few out there. I mean, I don't know if Blake Christian's already in it. Mike Bailey is one guy that I want to see him everywhere. He's great. So a few wrestlers here and there. AJ Gray wouldn't be a bad idea either. I don't know if any of these are already on the show, but I'd like to see them personally, if you talk about indie talents. And there's one guy who is an indie star. Is not very popular, but I have a special place for him in my heart. He's probably going to be joining us soon on the show. I'd like to see him too. You'll get to know him better in the coming few days. But for now, actually, let's take a look at WWE.com, all right? Let's play a little bit of a game here. Let's take a look at WWE.com, and let's see that who could be a potential candidate for Ricochet's Intercontinental Championship. Let's take a look at that, because why not, right? Let's try to predict who could be the next challenger on the line for Ricochet's IC Championship. Let's play this little game together. Let me know, who do you think could be the next guy, fighting Ricochet for the championship. We're going to go to All Superstars. We're going to click right here, and we go to SmackDown. So who could Ricochet be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship? Let me know, who do you think, as we go through this whole thing. Could Adam Pearce be it? No, I don't think so. Aaliyah? I don't think so. Angel Garza. Who thinks Angel Garza versus Ricochet could be a good match? I think so. I think Angel Garza is very athletically sound, so why not? I think this could be it. But could this match actually happen? I don't think so. Big E? Moving on. Rick Charlotte, no. Cesaro is still listed on WWE.com in the roster? That's interesting. Okay. Drew Gulak. Nah, he's not getting a match at WrestleMania. He already has a match at WrestleMania. Happy Corbin has a match at WrestleMania. Eric, nah. Humberto. Who wants Humberto versus Ricochet? I don't think we're going to get it, though. Ivar, no. Jinder Mahal, hope not. Caleb Braxton, Kofi, King, Mace. Sadly, it won't happen. No, I'm not seeing any challenger here. Mustafa Ali, poor guy. Free Ali. Hey, WWE, if you're watching this right now, free Ali. Free him. I can't see anybody here. I would love it, Bobby. I would love this match. I think they would just kill it, especially in a ladder match. They would kill it. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. Rick Books? Trying to think here. Rick Books? Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet? I hope not, but it could happen. Oh, dear Lord, no, let's not go there. No, I can't see anybody here. Yeah, I just see Shinsuke, Sheamus. Yeah, I don't see anybody. By the way, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the roster for SmackDown. It's a very thin roster. But yeah, I don't see anybody. I don't know who it's going to be, but better be good, because Ricochet deserves a good challenger to make the match very memorable at WrestleMania. I don't want it to be Sheamus. I don't want it to be Ridge Holland or Rick Books or Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura was a horrible Intercontinental Championship champion in my mind, so hopefully it's not him. But let's see. Humberto Carrillo would be a good one. I think they'd do some magic in a ladder match. Even Angel Garza would do some magic, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what happens. That's right. Free Ali. Very important. Free Ali. Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. Oh my God. Demon Joker. Getting my hopes high. Would love that match 100%. There you go. Welcome back. Good to see everybody here. And what else do we have here? Let's see. Demon Joker says, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal to be a tag team with Heath Slater called 3MB. That's right. Good old days, right? Good old days, 3MB. And you know what? I'd like to see the tag team back once again. But Heath Slater with Impact Wrestling, and he's doing good. And again, guys, let's take a look at 3MB, all right? You had Jinder Mahal, who right now is sort of a jobber, right? You had Drew McIntyre, who had his World Championship match, but also is now hanging around with jobbers. And you look at Heath Slater, who used to be a jobber, and now is actually going to be wrestling for the World Championship at Impact Wrestling this Saturday at Impact Sacrifice. So, who's doing better now? Is it Jinder Mahal? Nah. Is it Drew McIntyre? Nah. Is it Heath Slater? At this point in his career, I mean, he is the one who's actually hanging around champions and is going to be fighting for the World Championship this Saturday, that's tomorrow. So Heath Slater definitely doing better than the other 3MB members when it comes to, their current booking. So way to go, Heath Slater. Way to go. Interesting that we have supposedly the biggest Mania match of all time, Reigns vs. Lesnar, and also possibly the worst Mania match of all time. That's right, D-Star. That's very interesting. Now, which night is this match going to take place? Okay, we know it. Thank you, WWE. They're making things very clear tonight. We're getting Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar title unification match. Winner takes all. It's happening on Sunday. So Happy Current match is happening at WrestleMania on Saturday, night one. This one is happening on a Sunday. So, same card though, same event, same pay-per-view, 2 different nights. There you go. And speaking of Rick Boogs is here. He has a song to sing. Let's see.
My name's Rick Boogs, and I came to rock. That's right.
Do you guys think they're pitching in the audio for the crowd? Because no way the crowd's cheering so loud for Rick Boogs. Or am I the only one who's not into it? Look at it.
Oh, yes, it's back!
Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura now making his entrance. Again, let's not have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet at WrestleMania. Please, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. AJ, you should interview Dirty Dango. You should ask him, does he like tag team with JTG? That's a very good idea, Bobby. That's a very good idea. Actually, that's a very good idea. I'm actually gonna interview Dirty Dango. Why not? I'm gonna interview Dirty Dango. Maybe have them both on the show at once. For sure. We'll try. There we go. Tomorrow I started to be training to a WWE superstar. Did you really? Wow, Demon. Congratulations. And you know what? That's amazing that you started training to be a WWE superstar. As always, you're invited on our podcast to talk about it, talk about your training, talk about your progress. And I can't wait to see you rise up the ranks and be a champion one day. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Oh, look at that.
Now you get it.
Basically, Usos came out. They put a stop to the whole Shinsuke Nakamura return party. And they make way for the tribal chief, for the big dog. Sorry, I shouldn't be calling him the big dog. But definitely he's the big guy around backstage or in the ring. In SmackDown, he is Roman Reigns and he's making his way to the ring right now. Fantastic. The head of the table is here, guys. Everybody get ready to acknowledge the one and the only Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, guys, is here. He's here. That's right. Yeah, Dale, I agree. That crowd noise during the Rick Boogs thing, it was definitely not organic. That sounded very pumped in. It sounded very fake. Nobody would cheer for Rick Boogs that loud. Nobody would. The winner of Brock versus Roman will be Mr. Two Belts since they're not retiring either belt. That's right. True. 100%. By the way, yeah, there we go. Acknowledge the tribal chief, everybody. Acknowledge the tribal chief. And yes, they're not retiring either titles. And that's because both Raw and SmackDown actually air on two very different networks. One is a USA network, one is a Fox network. So they cannot actually unify those titles because they represent two different networks. That is why they have both the titles. They're still going to be active, and the champion is going to appear on both the shows. Similarly to what they did with Becky Lynch when she won both the titles at WrestleMania 35. She was appearing on both shows and whatnot. That's what they're going to be doing with the male world champion this time, as he's going to be Mr. Two Belts, and he's going to be appearing on both the shows, both the networks, and he's going to be representing both the networks for a period of time before the championships once again split. So that's interesting. That's right. I love that D-Star. You know what? I think they kind of deserve it because I'm not the biggest fan of Rick Boogs. I think that's a stolen gimmick from Elias. I know that shouldn't be saying that. That's not very nice, but it's true, right? And Nakamura had a very stale run with the championship. And this is the same Nakamura, by the way. You should go back and check out his debut for NXT. The night where he made his debut, the crowd went crazy. I myself went crazy when Shinsuke Nakamura made his first ever debut, first ever appearance in the WWE. I've got goosebumps right now as I talk about it. I remember the lights went out, you had the doom, and the show whole music and the guitar and the flashlights. It was crazy. I miss that Shinsuke Nakamura. Where did that Shinsuke Nakamura go? Why did they have to ruin him like that? Not only did they ruin him, they destroyed him. That Shinsuke Nakamura was something else. I mean, this Shinsuke Nakamura cannot even look into the mirror and see that guy anymore, because that guy was a whole different animal. Yeah, I definitely miss that guy. Definitely miss him. Roman Reigns said, "Screw Boogs and Nakamura." Yeah, this Nakamura, screw him any time of the day. Sadly, this Nakamura deserves no TV time. He's been stale. He's just been there, not giving us good matches, not giving us memorable promos, and not even entrances, for God's sake. This is not the Nakamura we want. Hashtag not our Nakamura, right? There you go. Finger in the air. Acknowledge the tribal chief if you haven't already. No matter where you are, at your home, at your work, no matter where you are, fingers up. Acknowledge Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion, your tribal chief. That's right, D-Star. Talk about some promotion, right? Nick Khan probably would be happy with this idea. I'm telling you. It's a good idea. Yeah, this is an organic sound. Now, this is what a real crowd sounds like. They're happy. They're cheering him on. The Rick Boogs one was not real.
Miami.
So much love for Roman Reigns here. Look at that. And look at who's here now. Jacob, my brother, good to see you. Hope you had a good week. It's Friday night. SmackDown is on air. Weekend's almost here. Are you feeling the energy that I'm feeling right now? I'm so ready for this, man. Roman Reigns is here. And if you already don't have it, the finger in the air, guys. Finger in the air. Acknowledge the tribal chief. Nakamura versus Samoa Joe in NXT was great. Yes, it was. Nakamura in NJPW was great. Yes, it was. Yes, he was. On the WWE main roster, neutered. That's right, neutered, shackled, leashed, held back. Sad.
At Madison Square Garden.
That's right, tomorrow he has a championship defense at MSG in New York City against... Oh, look at that.
Smash whoever steps up, and I'm going to send them to the back of the line like I've been doing for the past year.
Look at that. Look at that. I hope Dean's come back. Yeah, man. Hope so, too. Oh, no, Renegade. It's all about the love. Acknowledge the tribal chief. One tweet yesterday that I want Deonna Purrazzo versus Sarah Logan. People said no. They want to see Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw or Angelina Love. Wow. But I wouldn't be against the idea of Angelina Love either. I think she's pretty good. Even Giselle Shaw is she's okay. But maybe Angelina over Giselle, at least right now. But again, nothing beats Sarah Logan, Bobby. I agree. I don't think so. True. I don't think so. I don't believe so. I mean, if they actually air the MSG show, Impact Wrestling Sacrifice, nobody's going to be watching it, sadly.
See, that's not how I feel.
Let's see.
I want Brock to make it to WrestleMania. I want him to hand deliver that WWE Championship to his tribal chief.
Yes, so
Wise man.
I'm reading it right now. The match tomorrow at MSG, it's not going to be airing live on the network or the Peacock. It's not happening. We're not going to be able to watch the show tomorrow. Yes, they will be filming it, but they will not be airing it. They'll not be airing it. Maybe later, at a later date, they'll release it, but they won't be airing it.
We give Miami and the whole world a spoiler tonight?
And they're not airing it. Roman Reigns here with a spoiler. He says, I'm going to give a spoiler to Miami.
I'm like Babe Ruth around here. I call my shot and I deliver every single time.
They're so comfortable in the mic. Roman Reigns is amazing, isn't he? He's great.
Just look at last year's WrestleMania. A week before, I said I was going to smash them, I'm going to stack them, and I'm going to pin them 1, 2, 3, and what did I do? Huh?
He did that. He did what he was asked to do. He did what he said he'd do. The tribal chief.
I'm going to call my shot again.
Okay, Roman, do it. Do it.
At WrestleMania.
Tell me.
The biggest main event of all time.
Oh, it's not the biggest.
I'm going Smash Brock Lesnar.
Okay, I know you will, but it's not the biggest. No, it's not the biggest, Roman.
Pin Brock Lesnar.
Okay, Roman Reigns.
I'm gonna stand over Brock Lesnar.
I get it.
With about $5 million of fireworks going off, I'm gonna hold the WWE Championship.
Ew, I don't know if the fireworks are worth $5 million. That's a bit of a stretch, Roman Reigns.
And Brock's gonna have no choice but to acknowledge me.
Okay, all right. So basically, the spoiler was that. Okay, Roman Reigns going crazy here. He says that Brock Lesnar is going to be acknowledging him at WrestleMania, and that's what it's all about. He's going to defeat him. He's going to pin him 1, 2, 3 clean, and he's going to walk away with that championship, is what Roman Reigns claims he's going to be doing. Interesting for sure. And moving on, what else do we have here? There we go. No one can beat Roman, but Dean and Rock can. Yep, absolutely.
Will acknowledge me.
Got it, Roman Reigns. Thank you for that, sir. Yeah, you can head to the back now, get some rest, relax, because your people, the Usos, now have a championship match against the Viking Raiders. Now, I'd be really disappointed. I would be really disappointed if the Usos actually went back now, and then, they would take another 10 minutes of their time and make another entrance to fight the Viking Raiders. Now, since they're already here, Usos stay in the ring, and let's just do this match against the Viking Raiders and then go to the back. And it looks like they're following my advice and they're staying in the ring. Good for them. Usos, stay there. Yeah, there you go. Up next, we're going to commercial now, and then we're going to get a Viking Raiders entrance, and then we're going to get our tag team championship match. Sweet. I'm enjoying this show. I'm having fun. No, they're not. Just like I said, true, they're not broadcasting it. No. Okay. That's right, Jacob. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar should be a good one. That's what I'm really excited about. That one should be a great match. There you go. You should interview Liv Morgan and ask her does she like wrestling at an Elimination Chamber match? Yeah, if I get to interview her, I'm definitely going to be asking her that, Bobby. Thank you. They probably didn't sell at Madison Square Garden, or else they probably did. Yes, true. They have not sold out the show yet. And I remember, until at least 5 years ago, whenever WWE went down to New York City and they did a show at MSG, tickets would sell like this. If you really wanted to buy a ticket to MSG and you wanted to buy like a day or two ago, you'd only get the cheap seats. That's it. You wouldn't get the good seats or anything else like that. All those seats would be gone. But now they're definitely having struggled selling the tickets, even at MSG, which is quite surprising and sad, especially it being a weekend tomorrow. It's a Saturday. So people look for things to do. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the virus that is stopping people from actually going out still. But I don't know. It should have been there. The show should have been sold out, but it's not. And that's surprising. New York City is WWE's home, and on top of that, MSG should be sold out, but it's not. It's not. No one can beat Roman but Dean Rock. There you go, Jacob. Yep. What did you say, AJ, about a match tomorrow night being broadcasted? Yeah, Jason, the match is not being broadcasted, but they are going to have their filming crew on board, and they're going to be filming the matches, maybe to be released at a later date. That is what a report from Bleacher Report says, and Bleacher Report is often very accurate. So the show is not going to be filmed. The show is not going to be airing tomorrow. And again, tomorrow is also Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. So it's very, very, very less likely that they would even attempt to air the show tomorrow, because they now have a good working relationship with Impact Wrestling. So they would never go head to head with their pay-per-view, right? Impact Wrestling Sacrifice airs live tomorrow, and WWE MSG will not. It's not happening. Dean and Rock, Jacob, the long shot there, man. Dean's not coming back. Rock's not coming back until next year. I don't think so, brother. I don't think so. Anybody else agrees with Jacob? Let him know. D-Star says, decent promo from Roman Reigns, in my opinion. Usually his promos are kind of boring. As I said before, D-Star is my spirit animal. He is it. You know what? D-Star is my spirit animal. He says what my heart wants to say, and sometimes I just don't say it because I don't want to be, subject to some criticism. I don't know. Unpopular opinion, but Roman Reigns promos can be a little flat at times, But ever since he's a tribal chief, I just try to stay tuned to sell into the promos and buy into the promos and really buy whatever he's saying, because he's a tribal chief and we should acknowledge him. But it's true that sometimes his promos can be a little flat. But tonight's promo was great, very passionate. That he is going to be wrestling, he's going to be fighting, he's going to be winning at Mania. He's the tribal chief. Lesnar is acknowledging him and all that stuff. It was a good promo. And the show has been great. I'm excited for the rest of the show, because still to come, up next is our Tag Team Championship match, which is going to be between the Viking Raiders and the Usos. Again, this was a match that we were supposed to see in Saudi Arabia, but apparently Usos attacked the Viking Raiders, and that's why the match didn't happen. But in reality, they didn't have enough time for the match. That is why it didn't happen. So Viking Raiders now coming out. Look at that. The smoke, the everything. The entrance looks good. They have definitely done something with the smoke. There's a lot of smoke, and it looks good for their entrance. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I don't see this match changing anything, though. We've already seen a championship change once tonight. I don't think we're going to see it twice. I don't think that Viking Raiders are going to be winning the championship. And once again, the Bloodline should not lose any championship heading into the WrestleMania, because they want to look as strong as they can heading into Mania. Usos should still be champion, and Roman Reigns should, of course, be champion, not until WrestleMania 38, but until WrestleMania 39. All the way there is what I'm talking about. And look who's here. My brother Chris says, I'm back. I see Zayn versus Nakamura. Oh, man. Zayn versus Nakamura. Wait, Zayn versus Nakamura? No. It's Zayn is not fighting Nakamura. Zayn is now in a match with Knoxville, the jackass guy, right? So that's the match that's going to be happening, not Nakamura. No, I don't think. Nakamura versus Ricochet could happen, but not Zayn. No. Who do you think will face Roman, Brock, or Tom? Interesting. But who do you think will face Roman tomorrow? Sorry, tomorrow. I'm so bad with these little acronyms. Who will face Roman and Brock? We'll have to see. We don't know yet. We don't know who's going to be facing Brock Lesnar. It's going to be a surprise. Let's see. This has been one of the best SmackDowns so far that I've seen. That's right, D. It's been an amazing SmackDown, and I'm so glad that I made my debut of my brand new penthouse. Anybody wants to say anything about my penthouse, by the way? Doesn't it look beautiful? You've got SmackDown here. You've got all over wrestling news, the spotlights and all these things, the beautiful view from my window. Nobody said anything about my penthouse yet. Do you like it? Let me know. And again, D-Star, just like I said, this has been a very entertaining SmackDown. It looked very promising. The match card looked good. You have Ronda Rousey. You have, Sonya Deville in Ronda Rousey's first ever match on SmackDown. You already had the Intercontinental Championship match, which did not disappoint. It was great storytelling, and it was a great match overall. It was a good match. And even this match between Usos and the Viking Raiders looks good. Usos bringing their A game, Viking Raiders bringing their A game. Good stuff so far. I'm really enjoying this show. It's a great show. And Bobby says, my prediction is we will see Moose versus Jonah, maybe Impact Wrestling Rebellion. Oh, wow. You know what? I think Jonah could be a huge threat to Moose's championship reign. I mean, Moose has been very proud, and he's been saying that, you know what, I'm the greatest champion of all time and all that stuff. But I feel like if you have somebody the size of Jonah wrestling, it's just going to change the tide. It's going to be crazy. And I think that's it. Could be a great challenger for Moose and could actually take the title away from him 100%. Yeah, Jordan Grace is also going to be in action. He's going to be wrestling tomorrow at Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. Michael, welcome to the show. Rebellion, that's right. I'm ready for Rebellion, man. That's like WrestleMania for Impact, so it should be a good match. Should be a good show. Look at that, D-Star. Yes, I have it. I mean, Ricochet versus Nakamura. Sounds like it, Chris. I don't want it, man. I don't want it. I want newer opponents, and especially after how we saw Ricochet. I don't know if you missed it, Chris, but Ricochet and Boogs were literally making their entrance, and the Usos came out, beat them both up, and then fingers in the air, and they made the way for Roman Reigns to come out. So basically, cut short their entrance, cut short whatever they were about to do, made them look like total jobbers who couldn't even fight back, couldn't even stand up, and Roman Reigns did his thing. So Nakamura's a total jobber right now. I don't want him at WrestleMania. I don't want him going for the title. I don't want him near the title picture. I think he's got his character that has to be fixed. Everything about Nakamura has to be fixed right now. The character, the momentum, everything should be fixed. Everything needs a lot of work before he should get back into the title picture. He should not be there right now. He should work on it. He should talk to the people backstage, the creative, whoever is doing the bookings, be more persistent, make it known that he's not happy with the bookings, make a change, because right now, the Nakamura we're seeing deserves no championship matches. None of those. Jason says, I am glad The Undertaker is going to the Hall of Fame. That's right. He has enough stories. Wait a second. Wait. What did I miss? No, I don't. I don't think he's going alone. No. Is he? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong here, Jason. But the last time I checked, the news that I read was that The Undertaker is not going into the Hall of Fame alone. There are going to be more people, who are going to be entering the Hall of Fame along with Taker. And Booker T went on record saying that, you know what, he wants The Undertaker to not go alone because sometimes these Hall of Fame speeches can make him go to sleep. That's what Booker T said. But you know what, I wanted The Undertaker to go alone, but from what I've read is that he's not going alone. But the good thing is that Vince McMahon, after inducting Stone Cold, Undertaker is only going to be the second person ever that Vince McMahon himself will be inducting into the Hall of Fame. Can't wait for this speech. Can't wait for Undertaker's speech and Vince's speech. Really looking forward to it. Are you guys? Let me know. Jason, I'm so excited, man. So excited, just like you are. Jacob says, maybe Nakamura will face Roman Brock Lesnar tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, job match. You think it's going to be a squash match, yeah? It could happen, man. I think Usos beat the Raiders, and then they'll probably start a feud with Boogs and Nakamura after what happened. Let's think about it for a second. I think Usos beat the Raiders. Oh, but you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense. And if you look at tonight's SmackDown, it's been all about building the momentum and shaping up the WrestleMania card. So for this to happen, it's just going to add another little match to the card. And I think that's what they're doing tonight, especially. They're really shaping up the card very well, very beautifully, very subtly, and they're doing it very nice. So I think this could be it, man. I think this could definitely be it, D-Star. 100%. I agree. Thank you. And look at that. Chris also, you guys, Fashion Smooch loves it. Chris loves it. Thank you so much for the love to the penthouse. Thank you. Maybe Cody Rhodes, says Jacob. Maybe Cody Rhodes. Wow, Cody Rhodes. That's interesting. Tomorrow, MSG, Cody Rhodes. Who thinks it's gonna be Cody Rhodes? Let me know. That would blow the roof off the place, right? That's gonna take the internet world by storm. It's gonna break the wrestling internet for sure. I think this is the main event. AJ, there's a 40 minutes left in the show. No, Jason, the main event is still yet to come, and the main event is the match that I've been looking forward to tonight. Really excitedly, I've been very excited, very hyped about the match. It is gonna be Ronda Rousey versus Sonya Deville for the first time ever in a one-on-one match on SmackDown. This is going to be Ronda Rousey's first ever SmackDown match. That is the main event. I can't wait to see it. Every time Ronda Rousey's in the ring, it is just crazy good. And I'm really, genuinely very excited and happy for Ronda. I can't wait to see the match. I hope it delivers, and it just adds more value to the name Ronda Rousey in the world of pro wrestling. Really excited about this one. Are you guys looking forward to Ronda versus Sonya Deville? Do you think it's going to be a clean match? It's going to have a clean finish? Let me know, what do you think? Chris says, who do you see facing Alpha Academy and Usos for titles at Mania? You know what? Usos, I think D-Star already called it. Booger, whatever his name is. Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura, I think, are a good fit for Usos. But when it comes to the Alpha Academy, I think they could go lazy and go with one of the existing tag teams on Raw, which I couldn't care less about. So I really don't care about the Raw tag team division, apparently. It's not good. It's not good. Oh, Jacob, take care, buddy. See you tomorrow. If Cody debuts, it'll be a TV show or... I love it. You know what I love about this? As D-Star writes this comment, I don't know why, I don't know if this was the intention, but I'm reading this comment, and he says, if Cody debuts, it's gonna be either at a TV show or a premium live event. And I feel like he's being super sarcastic when he calls it a premium live event, because it's so ridiculous how they changed the name of the pay-per-views to premium live event. It's just crazy. So I don't know if D-Star was being sarcastic when he called pay-per-views premium live events, because I would have been. I still find the name premium live events very hideous, very long, and very unnecessary. PPV just fits right in and would be I'd be fine with it. But okay, premium live event it is. But I agree with D-Star. If Cody Rhodes has to debut, it should definitely be on camera and should be televised, and the world should be watching it. Absolutely. And with that being said, D-Star right now, it could be our prediction champion already. I mean, D-Star called it. He said that, you know what, this is what it seems like it's going to be happening. The Usos are going to retain and they're going to fight Boogs and Nakamura. And half of his prediction already came true, as Usos have retained the championships and could very well be going into WrestleMania to fight Rick Boogs and his partner, his mentor, Shinsuke Nakamura. Could happen. And I'm going to be in for the match. Why not? Why not? Do you see Roderick Strong answering Carmelo Hayes' ladder match challenge for Stand and Deliver? I think that would make sense, Chris. For sure. I see it. RK Bro versus Alpha Academy at Mania. I was very hesitant to actually mention this one because, I don't want to see it, but it seems like it could happen. And speaking of something that I don't want to see, is that as much as I love the New Day, it just feels like they have entered this black hole of creative loop. When it comes to creativity, I think the New Day have hit the ceiling, and it's not a glass ceiling, it's more of a concrete ceiling, which is why they cannot get past it. New Day have done a lot. We have a king. We have two former champions. By the way, the two former champions making their way into the ring right now, looking like cartoon characters, nothing else. It's sad, right? And I feel like they have entered this creative black hole where there's no going back from here. The creative has nothing else for them, but as long as they're selling merch and they're still making people smile and happy, they're just gonna let them do what they do, and that's about it. No more championships, no more main event feuds, none of that. They're just happy-go-lucky New Day. And tonight they're going to be fighting Big E, is going to be fighting Sheamus. And that's it. And again, why is Sheamus this guy? What's his Rich Holland wearing that hideous mask now? It makes no sense. Again, there is no character development. Rich Holland's had no character development. He just came in, he put on an overcoat, and now he's showing up with the mask on. He gets paired up with Sheamus. None of that storytelling, no character development. It's just painful. It's painful. And Bobby says AEW is having tapings, more matches. Top Flight versus Ryan Nemeth. Oh, Ryan Nemeth, great guy. Peter Avalon, Marina Tucker, Anna Jay, Red Velvet versus Kiera Hogan, and Chris Statlander versus Kelsey Reagan, and other matches. It's pretty cool, man. That is cool indeed. Look at that. Bobby here with all the news that we need, right? Bobby's great. He's really great. So, yes, guys, with that being said, tonight is March 4th. And you know what that means. March 4th is here, which means we are officially only, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we're only a week away. I'm bad at math, so I really had to calculate it real quick. We're only a week away from WWE 2K22's release when it comes to the standard edition. Now, which edition are you guys going to be purchasing? Is it going to be the NWA for life? Is it going to be standard? Is it going to be one of those other, what is that? You've got the cross-gen, you've got the deluxe, whatnot. Are you looking forward to those editions? Which one are you guys looking to get? Are you not pre-ordering at all? Let me know what you think. But for me, I don't want to give a lot of money to 2K, but the reviews has been great. After 2K20, I was left heartbroken. So I'm not really happy with 2K, but maybe 2K20 could change that. It's the first ever game on the next-gen platform, so I'm looking forward to the reviews. Let's see how it goes. But as I said, I'm looking forward to the game. Absolutely. The New Days definitely need to change and upgrade in aggression or something. Yes, true. And I don't know what where they went wrong with it, because if you look at Xavier, right, King means nothing. Kofi Kingston, champion, now it means nothing. Big E, champion, means nothing. I think the one mistake that they really made with Big E's championship run was that they separated him from the New Day. I think they should have never done that. If you embrace the New Day, you should have let him be a part of it. If anything, they could have been, his supporters pushing him around, rallying for him. But when they separated him from the New Day, he got alone, he got lost. He was just another competitor, solo competitor. And there are a lot of solo competitors in the WWE, so it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. He had the New Day advantage, with which they did not take advantage of, unfortunately. They dropped the ball, and look what's happened here. Look what's happening right now, yeah? And Jason says Ryan Nemeth is Dolph Ziggler's brother. That's right. They look very much alike. Even if anybody doesn't know, you look at Ryan, you can go like, is that Dolph Ziggler? Yeah, that's his brother. His baby brother indeed. True says, if I get 2K22 at all, it will be the standard edition. And I understand, True. That's exactly what I think as well. If 2K20 should be bought by the general consumer, it should be the standard, and it's coming from me, a guy, who is a big wrestling fan and a big wrestling games fan. Hell, I started watching wrestling because of video games, because of the wrestling video games, because I fell in love with SmackDown versus Raw games, right? But yeah, after what the blunder that 2K20 was, and even Battleground was not a good game, I hope that 2K22 delivers, but it would make little sense to put a lot of money into the game for general audiences, right? So let's see. D-Star says, I think the New Day are a victim of their own success. I agree. Yes, 100% D-Star. The merch, the cereal sales, the pancakes, the cheesiness. That's right. They are stuck. They're stuck in that black hole of creativity or creative genius, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call it creative genius right now because it's not. This doesn't look like genius. But yes, I agree. And look, Sonya Deville right now backstage. Okay. Sonya Deville looks kind of nervous, but she's ready to go. And still not up next. We still have some other. Okay, hear me out, guys. We are in the final 30 minutes of the show. We have a Ronda Rousey match. And Ronda Rousey is a huge deal. She's a huge deal. Her matches should be nice and elaborate, and they should have a lot of showboarding. It should be a lot of stuff, right? Should have some good wrestling. But we are under 30 minutes, left on the show, on the clock. And under 30 minutes, the show is going to go off the air. Actually, in about 27 or 26 minutes, the show is going to go off the air. And right now, we're getting a Sheamus and Ridge Holland entrance, which means this match is going to go on for another 5-7 minutes, which means we're going to get another commercial. So the Ronda versus Sonya Deville match, all in all, would be only about 5 to 6 minutes long, if not even less. So I think we're in for either a squash or we're in for a attack from Charlotte Flair. Because let's not forget, Ronda Rousey's rival is not Sonya, it's Charlotte. She's the one who's fighting Ronda at WrestleMania. And we have not seen the champion. We have not seen Charlotte Flair all night tonight, which only signals to the fact that it would make a lot of sense if Charlotte Flair attacks and ends the match in a DQ. Because once again, we have very less time left on the clock for a decent match. I don't expect the match to actually be decent anymore. I expect it to be a very quick one, and I expect to see Charlotte interfering, sadly. Yeah. What do you think, though? Are you expecting a decent match, a full-fledged match out of Ronda and Sonya, or are you expecting a Charlotte Flair interference? Let me know. And Ridge Holland, by the way, going crazy. He's going crazy, destroying everything. And here's the funny part. When they showed the graphics for this match, right, the match between Big E and Sheamus, and they had, Kofi and Ridge in the back, you could see Ridge's graphic had the mask on. And now he's here without the mask. So it just goes on to show that the people in charge are so lazy, they couldn't even care to upgrade Ridge's, render, which just goes on to show how lazy they can be at times. Look at that. And just like that, the match ends. They attack them with steel chair, and they're driving the ATV back. That's about it. That's how they wanted to buy time on the show. Okay, that's it. Yeah, they didn't want to give Sonya and Ronda the entire 30-minute slot, so did a little stunt there. I'm not gonna call it a match. I'm gonna call it a segment. So they did a little segment there, and that's it. And they're going to the back. Everything is over. The New Day looking weak as ever. And yeah, that's about it, guys. The match is over. Hopefully, the match up next should be the Sonya versus Ronda match. But again, I think we're in store for a lot of commercials right now. We're going to get a Sonya Deville entrance. Then we're going to see a little bit of package to what led to this match. Then we're going to see a commercial. Then we're going to see a Ronda Rousey entrance and all that stuff. Yeah. And D-Star says, Ronda versus Sonya will be a major squash match. A major squash match, says D-Star. I agree. Yeah, either squash or it's going to be interference. Yeah. I like Tay Conti, but I would like to say Jade Cargill still be TBS. I agree. I don't think Tay is taking it away from her. I like Tay as well. She's nice. She's charismatic. She's got a lot of passion for the business. One thing I don't like about Tay, though, where's my bottle? One thing I don't really like about Tay is that it feels like she still holds grudge against the WWE for releasing her. She looks angry whenever she talks about the WWE or whenever she appears on AEW. It feels like she's angry. She has a lot of anger in her when it comes to the WWE, which I don't like, which I see it as very negative. So that's one thing I don't like about Tay. But I do agree. Jade, even though she's green, she could be the next Charlotte Flair, at least a Charlotte Flair for AEW. So Jade Cargill needs a better title run, a longer title run, and I think that Tay Conti, even though she's good, she can do without the title for now. Jade Cargill needs it. Definitely needs it. The main event will be 3 minutes, and they'll have a dark match when it goes off the air. Look at True. And you know what, True? I think you could be the next predictions champion because you were on point here 100%. The main event will be very small, very short. Look at how long and elaborate and lengthy these commercial breaks are. These commercials are so long. So long. Oh, terribly long. Dear, oh dear. He violated Big E's vehicle. That's right, True. He did that. Should be an offense, but apparently it's not. That is Grand Theft Auto, right, D-Star? You know what? Rockstar is not going to give us Grand Theft Auto 6, so WWE is going to give us its own version of Grand Theft Auto, which we just saw featuring Sheamus and Rick Boogs. This is Grand Theft Auto 6 in the making. This is how it all begins, WWE style. Dang, dang, dang. That's it, guys. And now we are still on commercial. 22 minutes now left on the clock. And in 22 minutes, the show is going to go off the air. And I'd just like to remind you that we're going to be here even for the upcoming shows. That is AEW Rampage and NXT Level Up. So don't go anywhere as the night is still young. We're still fresh. We're still ready to go. We're still full of energy. And we're still watching what we love. And we're still sharing the love and the passion of professional wrestling. And speaking about the love and passion of pro wrestling, we can see that they're trying to sell the tickets to the Hall of Fame or SmackDown, which is going to be a one combined event, as Undertaker is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And look, wow. Sheamus and Rick Boogs are destroying Big E's little vehicle. Look at that. Sledgehammer and whatnot. I wonder if they got the sledgehammer from Triple H or they got it from Cody Rhodes, because one of them definitely must have got it. Look at that. And now we are back, thankfully, back from commercial. That's right, True. It was ridiculous, right? Yeah.
Sent to all of New Day.
Not needed, but we still got it anyways. I could see Jade Cargill have another open challenge match after Revolution. I agree, Bobby. Sure, I do agree.
What they wanted to do here tonight. Yeah, they had it planned. The chair under there. We're going to steal the ATV. Then we're going to bash it in with sledgehammers. I don't know what's next, but that's insanity.
So the ATV, it seems like it's over. ATV is finished. It's done. It's damaged. And it's good because I was getting a bit tired of the ATV too. So thank you, Sheamus and Rick Boogs. Unbelievable. That's right, US boy. Unbelievable, correct? I mean, why? Why get so personal and why destroy somebody's personal vehicle, right? That's a bit too much. My prediction is Serena Deeb will beat another AEW dark talent, dominate them. Yeah, and Serena Deeb should dominate and beat people and just rise to the top just by pure dominance, by showing her pure strength and proving to everyone that she is the best. That's the way to go. For them to do that, I'm sure Sheamus already bought bid. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I agree. True. They got a lot of money. They can do that. And we're getting, if you weren't already aware, if you weren't watching it from the beginning, you are now getting the segment from the opening night of SmackDown. That is Knoxville and Sami. Oh my gosh, I'm so done right now. Are you kidding me? I thought we'd see an entrance of Sonya Deville or something already. But no, we've cut to Kayla Braxton, who's now interviewing Knoxville out of all people. Oh my gosh.
You for losing his Intercontinental.
I cannot believe it.
To a match at WrestleMania. So Johnny Knoxville.
I cannot believe
your
it.
Response?
Well,
Stop it.
Sami Zayn. is
Stop
a
the
sad,
pain.
strange little man. And the only reason I showed up really is Intercontinental chump.
Yep.
Good deed goes unpunished. And Sami.
By the way, I'm offended. Does anybody notice how Knoxville stole my gimmick? Does anybody see it right now? I don't know if I should be asking for some royalty check, but he's wearing sunglasses indoors, and that's only one thing who does that. That's me. Only I can do that in wrestling. I'm the first one who did it. Now everybody seems to do it. Knoxville, you definitely owe me some royalty checks right there, butter. You owe me that. Yeah, everybody get on social media, let him know who started this trend, and let him know that he owes me at least an answer to why he did that, right? He owes me that. Here's Johnny. That's right, D-Star. Positive for Smack. That's right. That's right. And Happy Carbon here with the dartboard. Oh! Who did not see this coming? A sword flying into the dartboard. Drew McIntyre is here. Look at that. Okay. That meant nothing. That meant nothing. Oh my gosh. Wow. We're only 18 minutes left on the clock. Still no entrances, still nothing, still no mention of up next is Sonya versus Ronda. None of that.
I'm interviewing the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey.
I cannot believe it, guys. You know what? I was kind of hoping that this doesn't happen, but now they're actually gonna give us highlights from last Friday. They're going to give us highlights from last Friday and show us an interview that this guy, Michael Cole, did with Ronda Rousey on SmackDown last Friday. Why do you have to waste so much time, guys? Just give us some genuinely good wrestling, especially if you're booking it as the match of the night and you're booking it for the main event spot of SmackDown. Let it be a good match. Let it be at least a 10 minutes long match, Dear Lord. And you know what's surprising? I actually came across a short on YouTube. And I know YouTube is not the most reliable place, and especially YouTube shorts should not be very reliable. But I read that Goldberg has only had about 46 minutes of matches in his entire WWE career. Is that true? Overall, only 46 minutes in the ring? If that's so, that's not very surprising considering how much they let these main eventers such as Ronda Rousey actually wrestle on the match. Very, very, very few minutes. We're already only 15 minutes left on the clock. This was supposed to be their main event. It should have already been on, but we're still getting some highlights from last week. The main event is far from far from getting started. We will get these highlights. We will get entrances, all that stuff. Come on. WWE, be better than that. Serena Deeb's opponent will be Layla Gray in my... That's a good prediction too, Bobby. I don't know, you just come off as a genius when it comes to wrestling. This is a very good prediction, Bobby. 100%. Drew playing darts with a 6-feet sword. Wow, right? Talk about going all the way out there. All the way out there. Yep, Drew stab. I wonder if Drew got the bullseye or triple 20. Probably both of them, D. Both of them. That's right, he stabbed the dartboard. Recap City. We're all in Recap City right now. It's terrible. We only have about 15 minutes left on the clock before we go off the air and we tune into NXT Level Up. By the way, anybody finds it surprising how there has been no mention of NXT Level Up actually being the next show. No mention of that. They're not mentioning it. Do they not take it seriously? They're not promoting their own show. Can you believe that? No mention of Level Up. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if that's because this show is on Fox and that show basically NXT belongs to USA. I wonder if that's the reason. But it's interesting that there has been no mention. Now we're getting a Sonya Deville entrance, which only can mean one thing. She's going to get all the way to the ring. She's going to walk around. And then they're going to say, up next. And we're going to switch to commercial. Watch when oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm the prediction champion tonight. I mean, I'm on point with these, commercials especially. Look at that. Commercial after commercial. And now we're getting a look at the 2K22 game. Looks gorgeous, by the way. The first ever game on the PS5. I'm ready. Goldberg's longest match we're in 2003. There you go, True. There you go. And do you remember the time when Bret Hart got the concussion? Yeah. Funny stuff. I was interviewing this poor guy. What's his name? Victor. By the way, Victor's such a nice guy. Such a class act. He's an amazing, amazing man. Victor, I did that interview with him, and he was like, the first time I met Bret Hart was literally when he was concussed, and he came to the Hart dungeon because he was out with the concussion, thanks to Goldberg. The funniest thing ever. Yeah. What was that about Goldberg matches? I missed it. So I basically came across a YouTube short. Now, I don't know how reliable shorts on YouTube are supposed to be. Of course, the wrestling news shorts are always reliable, but from other sources, not too sure. So that short basically said that Goldberg in the WWE has only had about 46 minutes of matches in total. Like his entire career in WWE has been only 46 minutes of matches, which I find it hard to digest. Only 46 minutes? I don't think that can be true, but, it was on the shorts, and I did read it, and I was shocked. So I don't think it's true, but yeah, it cannot be far from the truth either, because his matches lately have been so short, right? They don't care about Level Up, that's true. They don't, but we do. We care about all the wrestling in the world, which is why we're going to be tuning in to Level Up as well as Rampage at the same time. We're going to watch both the shows, talk about them, have some fun. And can I just say thank you to everybody in the chats here, everybody who shows up, talks to me, watches wrestling with me. You guys are great. Thank you so much for keeping my love and passion for wrestling alive as we all watch wrestling together. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Jade Cargill, open challenge opponent, will maybe be an independent wrestler or an AEW wrestler or ROH wrestler for the TBS Championship. Does ROH still have people under contract? I think that everybody was released, right? So nobody should be under contract right now. I mean, it should be an open, vacant roster. I believe so. But to your point, indie AEW wrestler, ROH wrestler, yeah. You're right. You know what? I think an indie wrestler would make a lot of sense. AEW wrestler, of course, yeah, sure. But I think if they want that surprise pop, somebody from the indies would not be a bad idea. That's right, Chris. You know what? We only have, and again, guys, let's put it out there. We only have 10 minutes left on the clock. Only 10 minutes. And in these 10 minutes, we're still on commercial, by the way. And in these 10 or less than 10 minutes, they actually think they can give us a decent main event. Again, this is a match that you have been promoting all week, and you have been talking about how this is the first ever SmackDown match for Ronda Rousey. Is this how you want the SmackDown match to go about? Is this really, really it? So sad, right? So sad. Less than 10 minutes on the clock. Ronda still hasn't made her entrance. Terrible. Terrible. Is Phil the Animals Rey Mysterio on 2K22? I don't think so. I doubt it. Let's see. Let's see if he's in it. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it, True. I'll let you know if, there's a change, but I don't see it.
Her opponent, she is a former Raw Women's Champion, the winner of the 2020.
That's the funniest thing, D-Star. And yeah, it's so funny. It is so funny because on AEW, we can literally see people having one single match for over 40 minutes in different promotions, not just AEW, but GCW and so many other promotions out there. Even one single match can be over 40 minutes. So if that's true for Goldberg, wow. But not surprising, right? And with that being said, finally, Ronda Rousey coming to the ring, making her entrance. And again, why has she gone back to the same old attire? I don't know. I thought that I liked her Royal Rumble attire better, honestly, but she's gone to the same old one. So kudos to her. I think that she should just try to move away from the whole rowdy thing, even though the rowdy thing is pretty nice, and I like the whole story behind it. You know, Roddy Piper blessed her with the name when she was in, doing MMA and stuff like that. So I like the story behind it. I love how Roddy Piper blessed her with the name and, she has literally wears his jacket to the ring. It's nice and it's beautiful. But again, I think that you have to move on from it. You have to be your own person. Just like Dominic cannot live in Rey Mysterio's shadow forever, Ronda Rousey shouldn't be living in Roddy Piper's shadow either, right? So we'll have to see. But with that being said, just like I said, guys, if one entrance wasn't enough, we're getting two now, and we're getting a Charlotte Flair entrance too. So Charlotte Flair, we hadn't seen her all night. She will be making her interference. Maybe she'll interfere in the match, cut it short, something will happen, but definitely is going to be ringside for this match. And Chris says this match will probably be 7 minutes long, and I cannot disagree. It seems like it cannot be longer than 7 minutes either. Has to be around the same ballpark. They probably meant since 2017. That's right, true. Could be true as well. That would make sense. But even since 2017, 46 minutes in total for Goldberg's matches. Yeah, it could be a lot, right? It's probably even less than 46 minutes. And a big slap to the face of Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is taken aback, and she's angry, but Ronda Rousey is not taking her attitude, kicks her, puts her down. Ronda Rousey is going. Look at that. And just like that, right off the bat, Charlotte Flair tries to interfere. This is not gonna be a clean match, guys. If it wasn't already clear, this is gonna be far from a clean match. It's just gonna be confusing, a lot of offense. Dear. Why couldn't we get a clean main event for the night? A proper main event. Not too much to ask for the first ever match of Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, is it? Marina Shafir versus Jade Cargill definitely should happen, Bobby. I absolutely agree should happen. It's hard to compare pops these days to pops from the past, because these days everyone has a phone, as in absolutely D-Star. That's a very good point. It's so weird, because one more thing that I would like to just talk about real quick. I have attended a lot of events, including WrestleMania, and I, also have a phone. And all the times that I actually record these moments, maybe I've watched the videos once or twice or thrice or 4 times after the show, and I smile, and that's about it. But then later on, I forget about those videos, and they just fade away and stuff, and I can't even remember where I stored them. So I don't understand the whole point in recording these shows and doing stuff, because slowly, it just fades away, at least for me. So yeah, once you're there in the live audience, you should focus on the match, take the most of the experience in, because that's what counts. The phone does not. Pay less attention to the phone, more in the ring. That's what I would like to say to everybody. That's right, Jason. 100%. Should be the main event of the night, though, right? It has to be the main event. This match might like 3 minutes. Yeah, true. Absolutely. But do you see it ending clean, or an interference from Charlotte, or Ronda Rousey getting a clean pin? What do you see happening? Let me know. 6 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes left on the clock before the match goes off the air. Look at that. Look at everything that's happening right now. Crazy stuff.
More experience, more comfortable, more to prove. Ronda with the rights and lefts, the combination. And Deville taken down. And Ronda Rousey softening up Deville, perhaps for the armbar.
Now Ronda Rousey seems to be in control now. Picks Deville up on her shoulders. There you go. She's going for the big one. And is she gonna go for the arm? Yes, she is going, putting in the arm bar. And is she gonna break her arm? Is that where we're going? And a tap out. It's a tap out. Just like that. The match lasted nearly about 3 minutes. As True said, it was not longer than 3 minutes. And that's it. A 3 minutes match was the main event of the night. Ronda Rousey got a very quick victory, which she should. She should look dominant. But this match was just weird. It did not show a lot of dominance. It just was a little sloppy, a bit slow for my taste. It wasn't the best match ever, and Ronda Rousey's won it. And the weird part is, even though she won it so quick, she didn't look very dominant. I don't know why. I don't know what went wrong, but it just didn't look like the best match ever. That's what I would like to say. Okay, and Charlotte Flair with some confrontation here. Ronda wants Charlotte, and she wants Charlotte Flair right now. She wants her right now. Is it gonna happen? I don't think so. Okay, Charlotte Flair is getting to the ring. Are they gonna get physical? Are they gonna have a face-to-face? What's gonna happen? What does this mean? We'll have to see. And Ronda Rousey gets physical. She takes Charlotte Flair down. Charlotte Flair tapping out. She's tapping out real quick. Look at that. Clean armbar indeed. I'll check it out right now, Bobby. I agree, True. That was only a 3 minutes match. Charlotte Flair looks like she's in a world of pain right now. Ronda Rousey just broke her ankle. Look at that. Hopefully she's still able to make it to WrestleMania. Wow. Wow. Okay, the Charlotte Flair is still able to stay on her 2 feet, which means that she'll be able to compete at WrestleMania. The ankle's not yet broken, thankfully. And wow, Charlotte looking hot, says Dale. An 8 out of 10 for SmackDown. I must say to you guys, you make the whole experience for these watch-alongs so much better. And this SmackDown was fantastic. I liked it. I enjoyed it. The main event was far from being fantastic, though. But still, the whole vibe, the whole energy was great. I love the show. I had a lot of fun covering it. I'm going to give it a very decent 8 out of 10 as well, just like Dale, in the same ballpark. 8 out of 10 for SmackDown tonight. Anybody else wants to give in their ratings? Let me know. And just like that, guys, SmackDown goes off the air. And you know what that means. It is now time for our match, which is going to be NXT Level Up as well as AEW Rampage. And just like I said earlier, guys, this is our watch along for these shows. But since Wrassing is on, every single show that Wrassing is on is the Wrassing show. So we're going to change up the graphics. I'm going to change my penthouse. We're going to go to the AEW penthouse now as we're going to be watching Rampage and Level Up. So give me a second. Until then, enjoy the Wrassing show. I'll be right back and we'll discuss the ratings for SmackDown. Thank you. That's right. Every single show that the Wrassing is on is the Wrassing show. Welcome to our watch along for NXT Level Up and Rampage. And just like you can see, we've got Hook, we've got Tiffany, 2 of the biggest stars on both brands right now. I mean, they're doing something right. They're still doing something good. And let's take a look at the other ratings that we have. Jason, who says that he's going to give it an 8. D-Star says he's going to agree with Dale and give it an 8 as well. True gives it a 7 out of 5. Bobby gives it a solid 9. It was a good show. All in all, everybody seems happy with what they got on SmackDown as well as, SmackDown only. Now it is time for Rampage and Level Up. I'm going to put my stream on. It's going to be the first time I'm going to be doing both the shows together at once. Going to be watching them both. So let's have some fun with this. I'm going to see if I can pull on both of them real quick. Give me a second. All right, let's see. Where is the thing? Is it on for me? Okay, perfect. All right. And I know, Renegade gives it a 6 out of 5, 6.5. Renegade, that's a very strong rating. I mean, everybody seems very happy. Everybody's given it above an 8 or 7 out of 0.5. That was the lowest from True. A 6.5. You really seem like you were not happy with SmackDown. Would you like to tell us why? What went wrong? What did they do wrong? Because tonight's show was better than what we usually see, right? I'm going to have to watch Rampage. That level of stuff is too bright for me. It is bright indeed, right? But you've got, maybe it's so bright because they've got some bright stars on there, and you can see the future of WWE in Level Up. Maybe that's the thing here. But we're gonna tune in anyways, and we're gonna see how that match delivers, how the show delivers. It's a 30-minute show, which I like about Level Up. You know, it's a little bit of that appetizer. It's a little bit of that sweet dish after the main course, you know. So I like that about Level Up. And yes, both the shows are now on. They're up, and I'm just getting them on at once. All right. Dante Chen, by the way, opening the show. And if you don't know Dante Chen, he's the first ever Singaporean wrestler. He comes from Singapore. He's now in the WWE. And WWE has really been talking about how he's the first ever WWE superstar from Singapore. So definitely are trying to book him as the guy from Singapore, which is very interesting. I think he's got a future. You know, since they're pushing him so much, letting him open the show, it's pretty cool. And he looks like a talented individual too. So I wish him the best, and I hope to see some good things from Dante Chen. And I've got both the shows open side by side. It's cool. Let's see how these shows deliver. On one hand, we've got Dante Chen making his entrance. On the other hand, we've got AEW Rampage, and you've got Andrade. You've got, wow, is the TNT Championship match right off the bat. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. You've got Darby Allin. You've got Andrade in the ring. Andrade is mocking both of them right now. Is mocking both Sami and Darby. Sami and Darby looks like they're both on the same page right now. Andrade, though, he's not taking it. He doesn't care. He just slipped out of the ring real quick. He's like, nah, you know what? You guys do what you do first. I'm going to be in here in a bit. So Andrade slipped out, but these two are not taking it. They're not going to fight each other. They're going after Andrade. They're playing a little cat and mouse, as you can see. Andrade, yeah, it's a bit of a handicap match that we're seeing right now. Darby Allin, what he does best, very high flying. Those moves, only he can pull it off. We're seeing some double moves here. Tag team moves being pulled off. They're working great as a tag team. I had no idea that Sami and Darby would work so well as a tag team. They're doing great. Wow, that was beautiful. But as soon as Darby goes for a roll-up, no, Sami wasn't having it. He pushes Darby away. He goes to roll up Darby himself, goes for the pinfall. Darby is looking at him like, come on, bro. And Sami's like, no, every man for himself, bro. And it seems like Andrade has slipped out of the ring, and Darby and Sami are now going at it. On the other hand, we've got NXT one-on-one match. Sweet stuff. Dante Chen. Okay. I'll let you know, True. When Nikita Lyons shows up, you tune in. I know a lot of people like Nikita Lyons. She's only wrestled once, but a lot of people are already behind her, rallying behind her. She definitely is the next big thing. And if she's able to pull it off in the ring, she could be the next big star of the WWE. She could be the next Charlotte Flair. Absolutely. And D-Star says, interesting that no Brock Lesnar, and we give some highest rating of SmackDown in a while. Wow, D-Star, you're right. We didn't need Brock Lesnar tonight. It was good. The show was good. You know, you got to give credit where it's due. The show was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. 100% enjoyed it. And Sami, the top turnbuckle right now. Okay, Darby Allin gets him out of the way. Sami with a big kick. Darby Allin just hanging out there on the top turnbuckle. I think Sami's going to go take advantage going for the big suplex now. Let's see. Bobby says, do look at Tony Khan's announcement on Twitter. I'm going to take a look at it right now, Bobby. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at the announcement. And I'm going to pull Twitter right now so we can all see it together. What Bobby wants us to see. By the way, oh my gosh, what's happening in the ring? Andrade is carrying two people on his shoulders at the same time. Andrade just pulled a Superman. He pulled a John Cena. That was even better than a John Cena. If you're watching Rampage right now, that was killer. That was the killer move. The way he did it, the way he executed it, just vertically on top of each other, it was beautiful. I mean, all men would have taken the most out of it. That was crazy. I mean, Andrade was literally carrying the lives of those two men on his shoulders. Anything could have happened. He would have slipped, and things would have gone very, very wrong. But no, Andrade was able to pull it out really beautifully, well executed. It was perfectly delivered, very safe, and made it look just so good. It was beautiful. And Tony Khan, let's take a look. As Bobby said, what does this Tony Khan's Twitter say? This is a huge weekend for AEW with Rampage. Tonight we'll learn whom the sixth and final face of Revolution competitor will be. The ladder match winner will challenge TNT champion at St. Patrick's Day in San Antonio. Look at that. Knowing Dan Lambert, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, so you won't see a Payne Van Zandt in any graphic or any confirmation agreement until something is signed, because I won't rely on Dan Lambert promise. Okay. I've offered a 7th spot. Wait a second. I've offered a 7th spot in the Face of Revolution match of 2021, winner Scorpio Sky. But instead, I just bartered with Dan Lambert. Scorpio Sky will challenge the winner of tonight's 3-way. Wow. What? Paige is signing with All Elite Wrestling. This is crazy. This is insane. This is insanity. Okay, this is great. Thank you so much for letting me know about this, Bobby. This is great. Paige is signing with AEW. This is a big deal for AEW. And also, wow, Scorpio Sky will be challenging the winner of tonight's 3-way. Wow. Awesome stuff. This is very cool. Level Up has been 1 out of 10 for the past 2 weeks, and it's been in existence for the past 2 weeks. That's the funny and sad part, Renegade. 100%, my brother. 100%. Rampage opens versus Andrade versus Darby versus Sami, and they're killing it right now. They're killing it. Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 9. I take a 1 off the main event. I agree, Chris. The main event wasn't it. But overall, the show was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was well directed. It just felt something new, something fresh. Even the backstage segments with Happy Corbin, they felt nice, right? They felt good. I liked it. That's right. That was a crazy move. True says this was nice. Fashion Smooth says, oh my God. That's right. Incredible stuff. And with that being said, looks like the Chen match is over. And coming up next, we've got Erica Yan versus Tiffany Stratton. So that match is going to be coming up next. So far, Level Up tonight has not been really good. I'll tell you that. And Andrade looks like he's in control. Yep. He seems to be in control right now. Is Andrade actually going to walk out with the TNT Championship? Is that what's happening here? A big slap to the face of Andrade from Darby. Yeah, Andrade is just, wow. Andrade with a big backbreaker to Darby Allin. Darby Allin down, Sami down, Andrade showing off to the crowd. He knows it. He knows he's walking away with the TNT Championship tonight. He's climbing the turnbuckle. Is he going to go for a, oh my God, he's doing it. Wow. I don't know what this is, but this isn't the Andrade that we've seen in a long time. This Andrade is different. And speaking of different, we've got a very different superstar who just stands out from everybody else. Tiffany now making her way to the ring in NXT Level Up. If you guys haven't checked out Tiffany yet, you should, because she's a different character altogether. I mean, we have never seen this kind of character. Or maybe we have, but we have not seen this kind of a character in women's wrestling in nearly 2 decades. She's bringing something new to the table, or maybe something recycled to the table, if I may. And let's see how well can she pull it off in this current culture, in the current environment. But I would recommend you guys to check out NXT Level Up as well, because right now Tiffany is on, and yeah, it's definitely a new, fresh face, and she's fighting Erica Yan. Yeah, I'll watch Rampage. I'll watch NXT after. There you go. And Rampage right now looks beautiful. Oh my gosh! Did you see that kick to the face of Darby Allin? Darby Allin got very offended. He got right up with the slap to the face of Andrade. Now chops from both Sami and Darby to Andrade. Andrade now going, and Darby with the reverse whip. Oh my gosh, Andrade is going to go for the suplex. He's not. A sweet chin music to Andrade from Sami. And Sami now pushes Darby to the corner. He goes there. Darby throws him over the top rope. And now Sami has fallen out to the ringside. Darby Allin going to the ringside, to the corner. Andrade able to kick Darby out. Darby is now down. Once again, Sami now falling to the ringside. Darby on his feet now. Darby on his fours now in the ring. Andrade is the only one who is up on his feet and seems like he's regaining control. Andrade could very well capitalize on this whole thing and win the whole damn match. Once again, Sami's out of it. Darby's out of it. Andrade seems like the only one who's in control. Can Darby turn the tables? It seems like not. Andrade is going for a high-risk maneuver right now, which he should not. It's risky every time you go up, especially in a championship match, especially with a guy like Darby Allin, who's very swift. And there you go, I said it. I said it's risky. I said it's not the best move, and that's exactly what happened. Not the best move ever. Look at that. Not the best move at all. And just like that, look at that, guys. Look at that. Sami in control. Oh! Coast to coast across the ring from one turnbuckle to the other as Andrade was hanging from the top turnbuckle, just suspended from the top turnbuckle. That was a beautifully executed coast to coast from Sami to Andrade. What a beautiful match. AJ, do you think Paige will have matches on Dark or Elevation? I think she's going all the way to Dynamite and Rampage, Bobby. I think she's going all the way to the top, brother. What do you think? Let me know. And Rampage is live tonight. Dale, thanks for letting us know. Rampage is live tonight. It's great. What a huge weekend for AEW indeed. It's crazy. Coast to coast was beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, are you guys watching NXT Level Up? Because Tiffany right now in control, but she looks very green. Very green. And if you want to compare NXT Level Up to the show we're watching right now, that's Rampage, I have them both on, but I can't even talk about Level Up right now because we're already on the second match of the night, and Level Up just cannot compete with Rampage. Rampage is just on a whole nother level. This match is crazy. Whatever Level Up's doing right now, it's sweet, it's cute, but nobody can watch Level Up and ignore Rampage right now because Rampage is on fire. Darby Allin's bringing his A game. Andrade bringing his A game. Sami going for the roll up. 1, 2, and a roll up again. 1, 2, and no, it breaks up. And Darby gets Sami down. Sami right up, going for a roll up again. 1, 2, and a kick out. And Sami going for a roll-up on Darby. 1, 2, and oh, no. Darby reverses it. These two just have such a great chemistry together. It's crazy. And Andrade comes to ruin the party with a big kick to the face of Darby Allin. Darby Allin's out of it. Andrade goes on for a roll-up on Sami, but no! He kills him. Oh my gosh. No, Darby Allin breaks up the pinfall. I'm going to lose my voice by the end of it. Oh dear. Look at that. Look at what's happening. I cannot believe it. That's right, D-Star, 100%. Wow, what is going on in this match is crazy. I'm going to lose my voice by the end of the night. This is crazy. It's crazy indeed. And if you haven't already, guys, share the stream with your friends, with the fellow wrestling fans, on social media. Let them know that if they want to watch wrestling with somebody, it should be with Wrassing and Wrassing only. So make sure to share the stream, share the love, support as we do this every single time we're live. And Tiffany, with her arm raised, wins. Tiffany has defeated her opponent, and she wins the match. Darby is going for a high risk once again. Is Andrade going to get out of the way? And he was not able to. It seems like Darby is going to win the TNT Championship. 1, 2, and Sami! Out of nowhere, Sami! Wow! I thought Darby was winning, but no, Sami won it. Sami won it. What a crazy match that was. Oh yeah, D-Star, 100%. That was beautiful. We're talking about how good SmackDown was. They did not have one match that could compete with this match right here. What a beauty. What a beauty. That was one hell of a match. Sami has won, and he deserves the victory. That was a very hard-fought and very nicely fought match. Sami Guevara with the victory. Still the TNT champ. Holding up both titles in the air. Very good, very solid, very nice, very evil. Dale, love that match. I would like to see Pitiful Fraud challenge for the TBS Championship one day. I would love to see that too, 100%, Bobby. Love it. And Sami is actually offering a hand to Darby, helping him get back up to his feet. Darby is thinking about it. Sami, being the babyface he is, offers him a hand. No, but Darby is having none of it. He rolls out of the ring. Darby isn't happy. He's walking to the back. Sami cannot believe it, or maybe he can, but he's disappointed in Darby. Darby is having none of it. Yeah, and that with that being said, Darby walks to the back. We get a commercial, and that was an amazing match. And by the way, if you wanted to keep a check on what's going on in Level Up, NXT Level Up, we've already seen 2 matches. The first match was, I can't remember the guy's name now, but the first match was Mr. Chen, I believe. Now, the guy from Malaysia. So that was the first match from him, and he won the match. The second match was featuring, yes, that's right, the guy, his name is Mr. Chen from Malaysia. He won the first match. The second match was with Tiffany Stratton, and she's won her match as well. So 2 matches done for NXT Level Up. You know, we got some little commercial breaks as well in between. And now we're getting our third match of the night for Level Up. And to compare it with what's going on in Rampage, we're done with the first match, which was a very good match. Now we're on to a commercial. What a great, great match indeed. I think I lost my voice. My throat kind of hurts, but I'm so ready. I'm so excited about this one. Beautiful, beautiful show. SmackDown was amazing, and Rampage is amazing too. Love what I'm seeing. Damn good match. Sami out of nowhere indeed. Was so good. So good. Tensions between Sami and Darby indeed. Heading into Revolution, I don't know how that's going to come into play, but there are definitely tensions. We'll have to see what goes down, but they're definitely going to stretch this out, milk this one out, because as we saw it tonight, Sami and Darby together work beautifully. They have a great chemistry. They know each other's moves very well. They know how to capitalize on each other's moves, what the advantages are, what things they have to avoid, and how to work together. They know they can really put on a very good dance, a very good performance together. And a rivalry between these two would be amazing. Darby refusing the handshake. That's right. That's right, D-Star. Not very nice. Very evil. Indeed. Indeed. Darby will be okay, says Drew. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a tough guy. And he's got a great mentor in the form of Sting, who will be there in his corner to cheer him up and all that good stuff. So, yeah, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about whatsoever. And speaking of Darby and, you know, all the legends, I actually want to talk about a legend who we lost. We lost a legend, guys. We lost a legend earlier today, and we mentioned him. It's not from the same sport. It's not wrestling, but it's cricket. And I know D-Star being from the UK, and I haven't seen Will Raleigh, but anybody from the UK here, would know that Shane Warne, is no longer here with us. I mean, a legendary cricketer. I'm not big into cricket, but I still knew the name Shane Warne, and I knew him. A good personality, good human being, great Australian cricketer, I believe, and he's left us. So prayers and thoughts with his family and his friends and his fans. I mean, every time you lose a legend, no matter from which sport or which form of entertainment or any place ever, it just saddens you. It makes you sad, right? So make the best out of your life and do something good, right? Spread the love. That's about it. That's right. Shane Warne, probably the best baller ever. Legend RIP. That's right. And right now, the AEW Rampage commercial going strong, still on commercial right now. In the meanwhile, we've got NXT Level Up. This faction is everything that Andrade wanted to be, basically, when he was in the WWE, but they just wouldn't let him. And speaking of that, just when I started tuning into NXT Level Up, we've got these people on Rampage.
You lost to us. And it seems as if you want to ignite a war. The Death Triangle says, allow us to add some fuel to that fire this Sunday.
The Death Triangle, then you've got the Dark Order, then you've got the House of Black. Very familiar, very similar names. Very dark names, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe get rid of the whole darkness around Dark Order, because they're not very dark anymore, right? And when you've already got the Death Triangle, the Dark Order, and then you've got, House of Black. I don't know. The names just sound very familiar, which is weird. But I'm loving the Death Triangle, though. I'm loving the Death Triangle.
But did the house really lose, Alex?
But don't
This
worry,
match should be
Alex.
good.
Your sacrifice to the house will be honored.
So, whose team are you on? Are you on the side of the House of Black? Or are you on the side of the Death Triangle? For me, it is a Death Triangle. Even though I don't think they're going to win, I'm definitely rooting for them to win.
Malachi Black.
That's right.
Hold on 1 second, Malachi.
That's right, Easter. It looks like a Halloween.
Are currently in the ring.
I don't know if you know the store called the Halloween Spirit. They pop up every time in New York and across America whenever Halloween's right around the corner. These guys look like they're promoting that store. Yeah. But no, I love the Death Triangle. I think what they're doing with Evil Uno is great. And wait a second. Hold on a second. Wait. What? No way. Eric Redbeard, is he all elite? Is he here for good? Eric Redbeard is here. That's right. Wyndham needs to come in, and he has to come in now. Is Eric Redbeard all elite? Yeah, who's even paying attention to Level Up right now? Nobody is. Redbeard is all elite, apparently. Wow. So, the Redbeard joins the Death Triangle? Is that what's happening? Because now it's not a triangle anymore, it's a square, right? You've got 4 people on there. Yeah, it's a square now. It's no longer a triangle. Guys, let's talk about it. It's a square. Oh, I heard the arm snap. And Eric Redbeard is going to be at Rampage. He's going to wrestle tomorrow, on Sunday on the pay-per-view. His first pay-per-view for All Elite Wrestling. Eric Redbeard is, I believe, safe to say, officially All Elite. Deanna Perez said on Twitter yesterday that wouldn't be a spotlight to steal in Impact Knockouts division. That's right. 100% Bobby. The Virtuosa is the champ for a reason. That's right. He broke the arm. I heard the arm snap. It was beautiful. Eric Redbeard is officially All Elite. I still cannot believe it. He's not just All Elite. He's going to be wrestling on Sunday. He's going to be there at NXT Revolution, and he's going to be wrestling there. The last time we saw Eric Redbeard in AEW was where he came in to pay tribute to his brother, Mr. Brody Lee. And now he's here, and apparently he is all elite, baby. He is apparently all elite. I cannot digest it. It's too much for me to digest. Eric Redbeard is all elite. I cannot believe it. This is crazy. This is crazy indeed. But so good. Crazy good, as I like to say. Renegade says Keith Lee is in the house, right? Bask in his glory. Keith Lee is here. By the way, that match, that tag team match that started like 10 minutes ago on NXT Level Up is still going on, still going strong. So kudos to them as well. They're doing a good job. I think this is probably going to be the last match of the night. NXT Level Up is only a 30-minute show, so it's going to be off the air very soon. But again, guys, NXT Level Up just cannot compare to Rampage. It cannot. And I don't know if they're doing it on purpose on Rampage, that they're having these debuts and they're making it live and whatnot. I don't know if they're doing it to compete against Level Up. But Rampage tonight, and every single night, ever since Level Up has debuted, has been a level up in comparison to Level Up in itself. Rampage is just a whole other level, and Level Up cannot get to that level. No matter how Level Up NXT gets, it cannot get to the level of Rampage. Rampage is so good, and it seems like this is going to be a squash match. It's going to be Keith Lee versus Mr. JD Drake, and Drake is going to go hard. He's going to go out. He's going to get lost. This match is going to be a squash match for sure. And speaking of NXT Level Up, I think we're going to the final few minutes of it. I think it's going to be a tap-out victory, or maybe not. We'll see. But Keith Lee is still basking in his glory. He's enjoying the fans. He's enjoying the atmosphere, the music. Yeah, he's just looking around, feeling the energy from the crowd. Look at that. Look at that. Just bask in his glory, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. The fans singing along. Look at that. This is what wrestling is all about. And by the way, no stupid singlet. Keith Lee doing what he does best. Looks like an absolute monster. No singlet. I like this, Keith Lee. This is great. This is great. Keith was on Jericho's podcast. Yes, he was. And said that Vince didn't like the way he talks. He said Keith Lee sounded too smart. Yeah, and you know how Vince says he likes to go all stereotype with the wrestlers, with the characters. He wants the Asians to sound like Asians. He wants the Indians to sound like Indians, or apparently what he thinks Asians or Indians sound like. For me, everybody should, sound like themselves. If somebody has grown up in America, they'd sound like Americans usually sound. If anybody grows up in India, they'd probably have a typical accent like Indians usually have, right? And Vince McMahon has this idea that no matter where you're from, you should have that typical, stereotypical accent. And that's where he gets it all wrong. That's where his old, age shows, right? So, and again, if he says Keith Lee sounds too smart for his own good, that's too bad for Vince, because Keith Lee's a smart guy. Everybody knows that. He's very smart in the ring and in real life, and that's good for him, right? And speaking of being good for somebody, NXT Level Up is now off the air. They've won the match. The tag team match is over. And yeah, it was a very decent NXT Level Up, not the best one. Decent at the very best, I would say. And yeah. It's over. The show is over. NXT Level Up is off the air. With that being said, Bobby says, then Giselle Shaw said on Twitter, I may be new, but I know what I want. The spotlight was on you because I wasn't on Impact Wrestling. Yeah, Giselle Shaw, by the way, on Impact Wrestling, she just comes across as such a confident lady. And who knows she's new, but she knows that she can hang around the very best. She's not afraid. She can go all out. And that's what I admire about Giselle Shaw. And I know she's got some unfinished business, and she's going to be taking care of that unfinished business tomorrow. But sooner than later, I'm pretty sure she's going to be chasing that title very, very, very soon. But tomorrow she's taking care of business, and right after it, she's going to go after the title. But the interesting part is still the question, is it going to be Sarah Logan appearing on Impact tomorrow? Is it going to be somebody else making a surprise debut or return or appearance? Or is it going to be somebody from Impact Wrestling itself, or maybe AEW? Who is going to challenge or accept Deonna Purrazzo's open champ challenge tomorrow? If you guys have any predictions, let me know. Renegade says Keith Lee was the best signing so far, in my opinion. Yes, I agree. Keith Lee definitely very strong, very much needed, a good signing, and very beneficial on both the sides, right? Keith Lee needed a promotion that would take him seriously, would use his talent for what it is. He's a very talented guy, and they're using him as well. So definitely, it's good for Keith Lee. It's good for AEW. It's good for everybody involved. Good stuff indeed. Keith Lee is doing great. Bask in his glory. That's right. That's right. Bask in his glory. Keith Lee is amazing. Double chops. Yeah, I felt those. Level Up is 2 out of 10. Renegade, you're being very generous. I'm probably going to give it a 1 out of 10, man, because, yeah, that just cannot compete with Rampage. If that's the intention, if that's what they want, it cannot. That's a very failed and a very miserably failed attempt. It cannot compete with Rampage. It cannot. No, just stop it. Now, I watched both. I watched NXT on my tablet. I give it a 2. What do you rate it, AJ? I'd give it a 2 too. I actually would. Renegade's giving it a 2. You give it a 2. I don't want to be a bad guy and not give it a 2. But the thing is that I give it a 1 because I respect all the people involved and, that they're new and upcoming stars. Good for them. But again, this is a show that they want. WWE actually got the show on the same time slot as AEW Rampage because they want to compete against Rampage. But the show is not being produced as a show that could go head-to-head, toe-to-toe against Rampage. It's not the show. So for that failed attempt, I'm going to take 1 point off, and I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10, Chris. I can't give it a 2 because it's a failed attempt at competition. This is not competition. This is just, handing Rampage the trophy. That's it. Sarah Logan or Jesse Camilla or Daniel Camilla. Yeah, let's see. Bobby, I'm really rooting for Sarah. Would love it. Oh, wow. Hikaru Shida. That's one match I love. True. 100%. I added 1 star due to, there you go, Renegade. Very smart. Very nice. Very evil. I love it. Yeah, that's right. It's only 30 minutes. Less of it is better, right? Usually you say that more is less, but no, this one here, less is more. It's great. 30 minutes is good. It's good. And I thought this was going to be a squash match, but I was wrong. This is no squash. Keith Lee is getting is being dominated by this guy right here, by JD Drake. Keith Lee is feeling it. JD Drake, I think he's going to make a mistake, or maybe not. Wow. I'm surprised at how much dominance JD Drake has actually shown in this match. Keith Lee is down, looks angry. He looks like he's struggling to gain control. I'm surprised at how this match is going. I was really expecting for this to be a 2, 3, 4 minutes matchup. Very one-sided, but it's not one-sided at all. Keith Lee gets JD Drake up, places him on the top turnbuckle. JD Drake jumps, and Keith Lee catches him mid-air. Is he going to toss him over? He has to toss him over. Toss him over, Keith Lee. On his shoulders now. On his shoulders. And there you go. Can I call it an FU or an attitude adjustment? Because it's so similar, right? There you go. There you go. Level Up should be a Saturday morning show with the silly cartoons. I agree, True. Make it one of those, those shows that we used to have back in the day, the morning shows or whatnot for WWE. Yeah, make it one of those. Keith Lee wanted to get some more reps in. Yep. Still waiting for the AEW graphic for Eric. Yeah. For sure, Bobby. I'm waiting for those as well. The Tron and the graphics and all that stuff. Yeah, 100%. Look at Ricky Starks. He looks like he's seen a ghost. Oh, that was funny as hell. Oh, dear. Look at that. Yeah, there is no competing against Keith Lee. He's a monster. He's a monster without the leash. He's a monster without the shackles. You cannot stop Keith Lee anymore. I can't wait to see this match between Hobbs and Keith Lee, though. Should be a very good match. And with that being said, Orange Cassidy now makes his way to the ring. Isn't this the first time that we're going to see Keith Lee and Orange Cassidy together in the same frame, possibly? It's the first time, isn't it? Interesting. Peter Avalon, I thought he left. Yeah, true. I thought so too, but no. Apparently he's still around. JD Drake have been wrestling on Dark and Elevation and the indie scene. I see. And I really was thinking that JD Drake would get squashed, but he put on a fight, man. He put on a fight. This was not a one-sided match. This was very much a solid match. I liked it. And of course, this match, the CM Punk versus MJF dog collar match, is the match that I've been so looking forward to. And this cannot happen sooner. I'm really excited about this match. Should be a good one. Oh, from last Wednesday, we're seeing some footage.
Woo!
That's right.
Few people are going to understand that being in this much pain makes certain people feel so very alive. I think you understand, Max, and if you don't, on March 6th, you will. You are going to find out exactly what you think you already know, that CM Punk is the master, and I know exactly who the I am. You want to call me PG Punk? You want to pretend like I'm not that same guy? You want that same guy that you grew up idolizing? Congratulations, Maxwell, Jacob, Friedman, but you're not ready. And on March 6th, I'm going to walk you like a dog. I'm going to beat you and beat you.
After bleeding so much, CM Punk still actually got on here and cut a promo on MJF. That just shows the passion that this guy has and the love that he has for AEW. I mean, he was bleeding and he still cut that promo. Beautiful work. Yeah, CM Punk's definitely enjoying his time in All Elite Wrestling. You can already tell. So good. And Ron DMG is here. Good to see you, brother. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. There you go, CM Punk. WWE is trying to ignite the Friday Night War with AEW. That's correct, Chris. And you know what? SmackDown was fantastic. It was a good show. But Level Up was just not good. It was just not good. Rampage was so good. So, I don't know. It's a very weird kind of war, to be honest. But SmackDown was good. And I hope that they can keep it up every single week, because tonight SmackDown was great. And if they can do it one week, I don't think that it would be hard for them to do it, over and over again and more frequently, because they showed us tonight that they're capable of producing good SmackDown shows. So let's make it more frequent. Make us happy a little more often, WWE. Give us some good SmackDown shows on Fridays. We would be happy, right? That's the way you want to kick off of the weekend, basically. That's it. You want a war, you got it. And that's about it for AEW and WWE. The war is on Fridays, apparently. But with Level Up, I don't know what kind of war this is. Level Up and Rampage is not even close. Not even close. I wonder how many people will bleed on Sunday. Definitely Punk, MJF, Moxley, Bryan. Wonder who else. Well, Punk and MJF have to bleed. I totally agree. But I'm going to pull up Revolution card once again just to see who is there, so I don't miss out on anybody, and I can see who's gonna bleed. So, do you think Hangman Adam Page is gonna bleed? Adam Cole? I think maybe Page could bleed. Page bleeds very easily. Page could bleed. Britt Baker could bleed. Jade Cargill, Tay Conti. I don't think that nobody's gonna bleed here. Punk MJF. There's gonna be a lot of blood. Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho. Probably Chris Jericho. Bryan Danielson is going to bleed. Andrade, Isaiah, Matt Hardy, Sting, Darby Allin. I don't see anybody bleeding here. Keith Lee, I don't see anybody bleeding in this match. Hook, QT, nobody. Yeah, that's it. And what do you have, D-Star? You say it's going to be Punk, MJF, Moxley, Bryan. I agree. I agree with all of them. I'm just adding Hangman Adam Page and Britt Baker into the mix here. Anybody else thinks who else is going to be bleeding? Let us know. Let's play a little game here. Bobby says Sarah Logan should step up against Deonna Purrazzo. Sarah Logan and Deonna Purrazzo, actually. Not a bad idea. D-Star. Bobby, we've already spoken about it so much times, right? Yeah, that's right. Sarah Logan and Deonna Purrazzo, we've been talking about since yesterday. It should happen. It must happen. And I hope that it happens tomorrow on Sacrifice. Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. Guys, don't forget the weekend's here, but that doesn't mean that the wrestling is going to be off this weekend. It's going to be on, and it's going to be hotter than ever because tomorrow we've got a pay-per-view, and day after tomorrow we've got a pay-per-view. Tomorrow we've got Impact Wrestling's Sacrifice, and day after we've got AEW's Revolution 2022. So don't miss out. And of course, come right here because we're going to watch those both shows together at the same time. Renegade says AEW shows are consistent. WWE shows are hit and miss. True story, Renegade. It's a true story. Yeah, we gotta give credit where it's due. AEW is more consistent with quality product. WWE can go here and there. Sometimes SmackDown can just be bad. It can be just downright very, very bad. And tonight it was good. So the consistency is not always there. I agree. The CM Punk versus MJF, Jason says, is gonna be brutal. It's gonna be a bloodbath. I agree. And if that Dynamite was any preview, it's going to be very ugly. You remember how they tried to choke CM Punk out? Were literally hanging him by the throat while he was bleeding? That was ugly. And I think we're going to get to see a lot more of that this Sunday at Revolution. It's going to happen.
And I made sure that there was no shenanigans leading into the event. For a little contract stipulation that made sure that there was no contact initiated by Miss Conti until within 48 hours of the event.
Mark, nobody gives a damn about that bitch and her little Christ.
That's what I was saying.
So Jade Cargill just dropped the B-bomb on Tay Conti on live TV.
Exactly.
I agreed, Bobby. I'd be very, very happy too if we see Sarah Logan on Impact tomorrow. Wow. And Tay Conti drops a B-bomb on Jade Cargill. Cool. And this is a lot of people's favorite wrestler. Serena Deeb is making her way to the ring. So far, in my opinion, NXT is the best of WWE. Trying to think here. You know, that's a very controversial statement if you think about it, Renegade, because there are so many people out there who actually used to watch NXT earlier when it was the black and gold, and they have stopped watching it now ever since it became all very colorful and very bright. People just don't tune in. But then you say that NXT is the best of WWE, it's going to be a controversial statement if you put it out there on Twitter or something. People are going to get on your case. But I do agree, and I agree with you to a very large extent because NXT 2.0 is the breeding ground for the new and upcoming talent. And the new and upcoming talent looks very promising. They look very, very good. And NXT 2.0 has given us a glimpse at the future. So they're doing a good job with the talent, with the show as well. I think NXT 2.0, people were very quick to jump to conclusions. But I think even though it's very, very colorful, it's a good show. It's a good show. Not a bad show. It's a pretty good show. Level Up, though, it doesn't add up. It doesn't compare to Rampage. Rampage is a whole nother show. Drake Maverick, Tegan Knox, John Morrison release number 18th, which means that their 90 days are up. Drake Maverick is back with the WWE, Chris. He's working backstage now. Tegan Knox for sure. John Morrison, PJ Black joined us on the Wrassing show, and he said that John Morrison is interested in going to AEW along with PJ Black. So that happened. He made that claim. So maybe we'll see both of them show up on AEW one day. But Drake Maverick is back with the WWE, Chris, so that's not happening. Yes, that's right. And you know what is surprising? True. It's usually Mark Henry who does these little interviews for Rampage. You remember the split screen interviews and Mark Henry is in the middle? It's usually Mark Henry who does those, but I don't believe that we saw Mark Henry doing that interview last week, or we saw it wasn't split screen. But again, this time again, we haven't seen Mark Henry, and usually it's him who does those interviews. So I don't know if there's a change in plans, but that definitely seems like a change. And Tony is working Rampage as well, so that's interesting. This is crazy. This Rampage is off the charts. It's crazy. It is crazy. Look at that. She's gonna break her. She's gonna break her leg. Wow, that was beautiful. Look, do you see how she looks into the camera? Looks really angry. You can see the passion in her eyes and how much this means to her. She really wanted to get out here and put her to the pain. And the way she just gets very close and into the camera is great. It's fantastic. Good stuff, good work. That was beautiful. And again, Tony is doing another interview, this time with Eddie Kingston. These are all the Mark Henry interviews, and I don't know why Tony's doing them. It's definitely something. I think maybe Impact Wrestling will have a big name challenge Yano and Peraza at Impact Wrestling Rebellion. I agree. Rebellion, they go all the way crazy with the Rebellion, so that pay per view deserves and it definitely gets some big names. So 100%. There you go. Thank you. My prediction was right. Serena D was going to wrestle against an AEW Dark Bobby. That's why you're the best, brother. A Singapore Kane. That's right. Lots of Singapore here, right? We saw a NXT had opened the show. NXT Level Up opened the show with their first ever wrestler from Singapore, and then we got a Singapore Kane here on Rampage. Lots of Singapore tonight. Pretty cool. That's right. He just recently went back, not as a wrestler this time, but as a producer or backstage. He's doing some work, so he's back very recently, but not as a wrestler. He's not going to be on camera, hopefully. Henry was there last week. He was there last week. Okay, but no Henry here so far. So let's see. But why is Tony here? That's the question. That's the question. If AEW is so good, why no house shows or West Coast shows? They're going to the West Coast. I believe that they announced it a couple or maybe 3 days ago that they're going to the West Coast. I believe they're invading California next. So they're going there, run. But house shows, as far as they're concerned, I think is just not their business plan right now. I don't think that they're focused a lot on the ticketing sales. And again, if you think about it, guys, it's not the tickets that really get these people a lot of money. Oh my gosh, Mark Henry is here with that split screen interview. True, Mark Henry is here. He's here. So yes, I don't think that these promotions get a lot of money from the tickets, but they do from the networks. So I think that's it. That's why they don't have a lot of house shows, and their business plan, they let these wrestlers wrestle in other promotions. They let their top guys like, Moxley and all these people wrestle for other independent promotions, even for Impact and other promotions like that, GCW. So maybe that's why they don't do house shows, because when AEW is not on, these talents working other shows. And if they have the house shows, it's going to be another WWE. And another appeal that AEW has to itself for the wrestlers is that since there are no house shows, they're not always on the road and they're not always traveling, so they can be at home as well sometimes. So the schedule is more relaxed than the WWE schedule. So I think that's another reason why no house shows. But again, as they grow, I think house shows are going to be happening soon. But right now, it's just not their business plan right now, Ron. Yeah, it's happening. California, they're going. It's good news. It's good news, definitely. Anything good in wrestling, the more it gets out there, the more proud we should be as wrestling fans. Right now, wrestling is big all across the globe. In America, like it or not, wrestling is big. I mean, people can say they don't watch wrestling, but there are a lot of closet wrestling fans who don't talk about it, but they watch it. And in countries like India, by the way, cricket used to be the sport. Cricket used to be a religion in India. Now I was reading some stats the other day when it comes to television across the globe, and I was reading some stats, and I was actually surprised when I came to know that in India, the number one viewed sport, and they consider it a sport because wrestling airs on sport networks in India, not entertainment channels. In India, the number one sport out there is professional wrestling. It's the WWE, and it has actually overtaken cricket. So more people in India watch WWE than they watch cricket. So wrestling is out there. It's more successful than it ever was. And we as wrestling fans across the globe should be very, very proud of it. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And Sean says, holy Shida, how hope WWE treats her better. She looked great. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Resident Evil, that Resident Evil franchise. But there is This one lady in Resident Evil. I'm trying to come up with her name. I'm so bad with names. I forget names all the time. But there's Ada Wong. Ada Wong. She comes in a red dress and stuff like that. When I saw Shida, I'm like, that looks so much like Ada Wong. Look her up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Ada Wong, Shida, very familiar. But yeah, I loved Shida. She looked red hot. She looked like she was on fire. She really put Serena Deep to the pain. And the way she just looked into the camera got very up and close. It showed that this person, you cannot miss out on her. You have to pay attention. And if you don't, she's going to demand attention. The way she got very up close into the camera, it just showed that she's here and she's here to make an impact in AEW. Tony and Eddie eating pie. I know I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry too. Henry is here. That's right. That's right. From my point earlier about bleeding, also had a couple people from the ladder match. They're always brutal. D-Star 100% agree with you, brother. 100%. Wow, I think Revolution will go past midnight on Sunday. Yes, it is unbelievable how stacked the match card is. This is like WrestleMania. Every single match on the card is beautifully. I mean, the storyline's there for every single match on the card. The build-up is there. This Revolution pay-per-view is going to be crazy. It's going to be one of the best. And we're only 2 months or 3 months now into 2022. And we're getting such good matches, such good shows. I'm so ready, so excited. Revolution is going to be an amazing, amazing show. I'm so ready, so excited for it. Absolutely, Run DMG, 100%. They're going to the West Coast. That's right. Good news. Maybe we will see Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida at Revolution this Sunday. Maybe. You know what? With that being said, I'm actually going to look up Tony Khan's Twitter because a lot of times he's on Twitter tweeting out the new matches that he's just set. So yeah, he's not made a tweet about Shida and Serena Deeb just yet. Maybe he will later. But I don't know if it's too late to add this match to the card. If they do it, the card's definitely running past midnight. It's gonna be crazy for sure. Eddie cut a promo on a cookie. That was more believable than those entertainers. Eddie can do anything he wants. He's crazy. He's good. He's over. And he just is one of the most realist guys out there. I mean, Eddie Kingston, he just looks like one of us. You know, he's a New York local. He's got the hustle. He's got the love. He's got the passion that we all have. Eddie Kingston is amazing, for sure. AJ, when are you releasing that interview with Singh? Yes, that interview with Singh supposed to be out, but we've got so much wrestling this weekend itself that, just trying to think of it the right time because I don't want that interview to get lost when there's already so much wrestling out there, So I'm thinking maybe that interview should be out next weekend because this weekend is so much of buzz around NXT and AEW that I don't want this interview to get lost, Chris? So maybe we'll save it for next weekend. We'll see. I'll let you know. When is the last time Christian had a singles match? It's been a while, and it's happened tonight on Rampage. And once again, it just shows that Rampage is crazy tonight. It's crazy, and it's going on right now. The match, picture in picture, good stuff. And tonight's Rampage, they're going all out with it. They've got Shida, they've got all these people. The matches have been good. The first match on the card, let's not forget Darby Allin, Andrade. I mean, they killed it. Sami killed it. What a match. This show has been amazing. It's been incredible. Watch Audrey Edwards' reactions during the match. I agree, True. She is my favorite referee for a reason. She gets very emotional during these during officiating. And if you know this, I'm pretty sure you know this already, True, because you are such a passionate wrestling fan and very knowledgeable fan, I must say. Everybody here, I really respect you all because you know your wrestling and you are incredible. And yes, True, coming back to the point of Audrey Edwards, when Daniel Bryan, yes, he was Daniel Bryan back then, when he announced his retirement, Audrey was actually ringside on Raw, and she was literally crying and wiping her tears. She was so emotionally, she was emotionally overwhelmed just seeing her favorite Daniel Bryan retire. And just to see her come all the way down here and do officiating for Rampage and AEW and all these pay-per-views for All Elite Wrestling and just calling these big matches, officiating them, it's so good to see. It's just a fan like us making it all the way there and doing what they love. And that's why when her reactions are so over the top and so funny, it's just hilarious, but it's so sweet. Because that's just one of us. That's just one of our fans who's made it big and is living the dream. Big up, Audrey. You're awesome. Way to go. AJ, what do you say? if Edge joined AEW. Now, Renegade, I'm just gonna laugh right there. No, Edge joining AEW. I mean, I know in wrestling, never say never, and these past few months, or ever since the CM Punk thing happened and everything that's happened since, that wrestling is all about the never say never attitude. Anything can happen in pro wrestling, and that's a fact. That's an absolute fact. But Edge going to AEW after the years of service in the WWE, he goes to All Elite Wrestling. I mean, that will be incredibly insane. It will be insane. Again, the kid in me wants to just take it not seriously and wants to laugh about it. But the guy who's seen wrestling these past few years and who knows that wrestling is very unpredictable beast, I will actually say that it can happen. It's not impossible. It can happen. I agree for next week and maybe next Sunday. That's right, Chris. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, next Sunday is going to be a quieter Sunday, so we'll release the interview down there. Thank you, brother. And with that being said, we're back from the picture-in-picture. We are back in full screen. Christian Cage going at it. He's dominating the match. Audrey, did you see that? When Christian Cage, he was just on the top of his opponent, Audrey Edwards actually held onto his leg. I don't know if she was trying to give him some support there, but that was interesting. And again, just look at Audrey's reaction here, just like True said it here. Just look at her reaction. She's good. Winnie Mac looked good on the Pat McAfee show, still the man. And I did a live watch along for the Pat McAfee show as well. And I was quiet the most time because I was listening to Vince, and it was so good, so incredible. It just, for the first time, it felt like Vince McMahon is just like us, And he just was so candid in that interview. It just seemed like he was genuinely enjoying his time on the show. He said that, he was very clear with his approach. He said that I was a horrible student. I struggled to get through school. When I wanted to get to college, I didn't have the good grades to get to college. That's why I had to go to community college. And then when I got to college, I once again failed or whatever happened. And then I had to go to community college again. And then to get through a 4 years course of college, I had to take 5 years because, he was such a bad student. And then he joked about how he probably had learning disabilities back in the day and stuff like that. I mean, that Vince McMahon just showed that I'm a human too, and I make mistakes too, and I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. And it was great. I love that interview. If you guys haven't checked it out, he shares a lot of memorable stuff in that interview. Check it out. Pretty good. And while you check out that interview, I recommend you check out the Wrassing show as well, because we've got some very nice and very heartwarming and touching interviews on the Wrassing show too. I talk about Maria Kanellis and how she got into tears when I was interviewing her. And, all these interviews that I do, they're not just focused on the wrestling, but they're focused on the real life of a wrestler. So tune in, check them out. They're good interviews, guys. Thanks for all the support. They didn't have to send Hook tonight. That's right. That's right. Apparently they did not. Look at that. True. That was good. They didn't have to use Hook, and they didn't have to use Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. The shows are just good. They're doing good. They're doing well. With Christian's history and experience in ladder matches, I think he will win this match as D-Star. I agree, D-Star. And speaking of ladder matches and Hook, it just clicks in my mind that I would love to see a ladder match, or maybe even just a regular match, between Hook and Ricochet one day. Can you imagine these two in the ring together? It would be incredible. Oh my gosh, kill switch! Kill switch from Christian Cage. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. The match is over just like that. By the way, Brock Lesnar guy, he's sitting ringside. I see him there. And the match is over. Christian Cage has won the match. He's won the match. Edge and Christian versus Hardy Boys. One more. Oh my gosh, Renegade. Man, now I really want Edge in AEW, man. Now I really want it. There you go. There you go. Layla Gray, somebody that we should check out, yeah? Layla Gray. Thank you, Bobby. Can he interview Jeet Rama or Kavita Devi? Would not be hard at all. Okay, I'll get in touch I'll try to get in touch, brother. I'll let you know. Christian 1, that's right. Impact Wrestling can surprise us who they pick to wrestle against Deonna Purrazzo. Hopefully, brother, hopefully. 9 out of 10 for Rampage. I gave SmackDown an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give Rampage an 8 out of 10 as well. I think it was a good show, but still, there should always be room for some improvement. Again, the Jurassic Express closing the show, little hugging as we see in the ring right now. Good show. Overall, had a lot of fun. Good stuff. Loved it. 9 out of 10, 8.5. Had a lot of fun covering the show with you all, guys. I'm going to give Rampage an 8 out of 10 as well. And as I said earlier, I'm going to be back tomorrow to watch Impact Wrestling Sacrifice with you. And I'll be back on Sunday as well to watch Revolution, which is going to be one hell of a show. And as I said earlier, the content on Wrestling News is going to get better. It's a secret. It's going to get better. Better than it ever was. I'm bringing my A game. Just like Sean gives it a 10 out of 10, I hope that you're going to give it a 10 out of 10 too. Bobby gives it a 10 out of 10. I hope you give Wrestling News a 10 out of 10 because the watch-alongs are going to get better. I've got something planned. It's going to come very soon. And I've got something up my sleeve. Wrestling News is going to be the channel. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of stuff covered. I am Wrassing. This is Wrestling News. And as always, I'm going to be here every single day for every single wrestling match here that happens on TV or Fight TV or anywhere else. We're going to be covering them all. We're going to be talking about them all. And happy weekend. Happy Friday night. Enjoy, guys. Oh, wait. Well, okay. I'm probably behind you because I haven't seen that yet. Let's see. I think it's coming now. Oh, I see it now. Jungle Boy about to fly. And oh, what a beautiful dive. Look at that. All 4 of them at once. Wow. Look at that. Guys, a very happy weekend to all of you. Had a lot of fun doing this watch. That was so fun. I'm smiling so big, my cheeks hurt now. It was a lot of fun doing the watch along. It was great. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Wrestling News. My name is Wrassing. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna be back tomorrow for Impact Sacrifice pay-per-view. So stay tuned for the watch along. Stay tuned for the news and everything else that we post out here on Wrestling News. And just like I said, I'm Wrassing. This is Wrestling News. This was our watch along for SmackDown, Rampage, as well as Level Up. And every single time there's Wrassing on your screens, it is the Wrassing Show. So have a good night, and thank you for tuning in to another watch-along episode of the Wrassing Show. Take care, and have a good Friday night.